Chiefs Souvenir Championship pennant. Pick them right out. Souvenir Championship pennant. Pick them right out now. We got that championship pennant right here.
It's program of today's game of the Dolphins right here. Just $1. Program right here, only $1.
Christmas Day. The first playoff game ever held in Kansas City and the last pro football game ever held in Municipal Stadium. The Western champion Chiefs against the Eastern champion Miami Dolphins.
We are ready to go in this initial AFC Conference playoff game of 1971.
You're on NBC, man. NBC money. Watch it. You're on TV here again. Watch it. You're on TV again. Defense. RJ, let's win.
Setterud waits for the whistle. He's got it, comes forward, gets the toe to the ball. He gets it high, and he gets it deep, way back up against the wall. There'll be no run back out of the end zone. And so the Dolphins will start from their 20-yard line. We'll be moving from our right to our left. Setterud really got the toe into it. The breeze this afternoon is high and comes from the southwest. The Chiefs will have what there is of it to their backs for this first quarter. The lineups are as we gave them to you. We'll set the Chiefs defense for you in just a moment. Bob Greasy, the quarterback, splits fully off to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Dolphins in the eye. Zonka and Kick the setbacks, and behind Bob Greasy. The handoff goes to Kick, puts his head down, rams the middle, gets a yard. Tackle by Curly Culp, the left side defensive tackle. A gain of a yard for Jim Kick, second down and 9. The Chiefs on defense, front 4. Upshaw, Culp, Buchanan, and Brown. The linebackers left to right, Bell, Lanier, and Lynch. The quarterbacks, Marsalis and Thomas. The safeties, Robinson and Kearney. Greasy trying to get the running game established. Second down and 9. As Kick went straight ahead that time. Out of the huddle they come. They split off fully a couple of yards off Marv Fleming's right. Warfield is in tight. Second down and 9. Dolphins from our 21-yard line. Moving from our right to our left for period number 1. Greasy long count at the line of scrimmage. Hands off to Zonka. Pulls his way across the 25. Gets out to the 26-yard line. Goes Larry Zonka.
The Miami Dolphins are establishing their running game. They're taking the game directly to the Chiefs. This is the only way to really beat the Chiefs, and this has been proven in the past.
Culp and Buchanan on the tackle. It'll be a third down and 4. Dolphins ball at our 26-yard line. Dolphins back in the huddle. Dolphins with Warfield and Twilley at the wide receivers. Kick and Zonka are the split-backs, and this time Twilley splits far to the right side, and Warfield sets as a slot man to the right. On third down and 4, Dolphins from our 26.5-yard line. Greasy up under center, barks the signals on the snap. Sprints back out to his right, sets the throw, looks upfield, he fires, it is incomplete to Twilley across the 50-yard line. Up the far sideline, Twilley had to come back on the pattern. Nobody near him defending, and Bob threw the ball into the ground as Twilley had to come back. So it'll be a fourth down and a punting situation. Going back will be Ed Podolak, number 14. Podolak on the season has a punt return average of 6.0, and Dennis Holman is the shallow man. Larry Streipel, the punting specialist for the Dolphins, with a 40-yard average per kick on the season, stands at the 11-yard line. The Dolphins fail to achieve a first down in their first offensive series. Here's the snap to Streipel. Gets a pretty good rush. He gets it high. A nice kick out of there. Podolak calling for a fair catch and makes it for the Chiefs at about their 42-yard line. 32 yards on the punt for Larry Streipel. He got it high, gave the coverage a chance to get down, and Podolak signaled for the fair catch.
Look at all that. It seems that the Chiefs believe that they can block one of these bumps. The whole line is coming. They aren't even setting up a return.
All right, for the Chiefs offensively, Dawson will be the quarterback. Otis Taylor, 89, a wide receiver. Ed Podolak, 14, and Wendell Hayes, 38, the running back. Elmore Wright, number 17, the other wide receiver. Morris Stroud, who's 6'10", 265, is the tight end. He wears number 88. They line up in a triple I formation. First down, Kansas City from their 42. Now they break out of it and split off right to the far side. Taylor to the near side. Here's Dawson dropping back down on first down. Swings the screen out to Podolak. 40, 45, and he is cracked. He is really met head-on by Bonacani and Bob Matheson for the Dolphins at the 48-yard line. He picks up 6 yards on the play. Interior line for Kansas City, Jim Tyrer and Dave Hill are the tackles. Ed Buddy and Mo Moorman are the guards. Jack Rudney, the center. Defensively for the Dolphins on the front 4, Jim Riley, Manny Fernandez, Bob Hines, and Bill Stanfill. The linebackers left to right, Doug Swift, Nick Bonacani, and Bob Matheson. The quarterbacks are Tim Foley on the left, Curtis Johnson on the right. The safeties are Jake Scott and Dick Anderson. Second down, and we'll call it 6 for the Chiefs. The ball at their 48-yard line. They move from our left to our right. They split off right to the far side. And in the slot to the left is Otis Taylor in the eye. Hayes and Podolak behind Dawson. Here's a handoff. Hayes, big hole in the middle. 50, 45. Down to the 40. Down to the Dolphins 36-yard line. Goes Wendell Hayes on the trap. Jake Scott brought him down. First down on the play for Kansas City. 17 yards on the trap up the middle for Wendell Hayes and a first down at the Dolphins 36. So the Chiefs showing some offense in their first offensive series here. We have 11:35 left to go in the first quarter. Onikane brings his ball club out after the defensive signal. Len Dawson, over the chant of the crowd, score, score, brings his ball club up. They set with the stack back. Here's the handoff going to Podolak over the right side. He's inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Ed Podolak, the 3-year man from Iowa, the leading rusher on the season for the Chiefs, tackled by Manny Fernandez, who has had a great year for the Dolphins. A gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Chiefs at the Dolphins 33. We have 10:59 to go in this first quarter. On this Christmas Day, the Dolphins failed to move the ball for a first down in their first offensive series. The Chiefs took over after a Larry Seifel punt back at their 42-yard line. Here's Dawson faking the handoff on play action. Drops back to throw. Raffles in the middle. Drop. Intended for Morris. Intended for Otis Taylor. And he couldn't hold on to the ball at the 22-yard line. So that makes it a second and third down coming up at 7. He had Taylor in the middle, and he just couldn't hold on to it. Podolak so far has carried once for 3 yards. Hayes once for 17. And Dawson in the forward passing department is 1 for 2. Third down and 7. Chiefs ball at the Dolphins 33-yard line. They break out of the huddle and split off right to the far side. He's a rookie from Houston. And set Otis Taylor as a flat man left. Here's Dawson sprinting back to his left. Sets the throw, fires. It is caught by Podolak, 25 down to the 23-yard line. On a slant-out pattern, Ed Podolak, the receiver, knocked down by safety Dick Anderson. That is good for a first down. Down to the Dolphins 22. 11 yards on the pass completion from Dawson to Ed Podolak out of the backfield. Podolak has now caught 2 for 16 yards. First and 10 for the Chiefs at the Dolphins 22-yard line. The Cowboys beat the Vikings in the first playoff game this afternoon in Minnesota by a score of 20-12. The Dolphins looking to shore up the defense now. Dawson will throw so many offensive patterns at you. He sets his back, the triple eye now. They split off again. As Taylor splits to the near side and right to the far side. Here's the play action coming up again. Dawson drops deep to throw. He throws into the end zone. It is incomplete. Intended down there for Otis Taylor. But he was nowhere near the ball. Covering on the play was Jake Scott. And Dawson threw the ball up against the East End grandstand. It'll be a 2nd and 10 at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. Elmo Wright. What a rookie season he's had at 6 feet 203. He's caught 26 passes, 524 yards for the Chiefs.
2nd and 10 at the 22.
Dawson with his ball club back in the huddle now. And this weather has really fared off. Just a beautiful day here in Kansas City. 2nd down 10 for the Chiefs at the Dolphins 22. They snap out and split off Taylor wide to the near side and set right as a flat man to the near side of the field. Hayes and Podolak, the split backs, in behind Len Dawson. Dawson hands off to Hayes through a hole on the right side inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Middle linebacker Nick Bonicatti in on the stop for Miami at the Dolphins 17. It'll be a third down coming up at 5, a pickup of 5 yards on the play.
The 17-yard line.
Chiefs on the season, as far as common opponents are concerned, defeated the Denver Broncos twice. As you recall, the Dolphins tied the Broncos. They lost to the Jets. The Dolphins lost to the Jets and beat them. And last week, the Chiefs beat Buffalo. The Dolphins beat them twice. Taylor puts off the near side on 3rd and 5, right to the far side, the Dolphins' 17-yard line. Right out in front of the goalpost. Dawson drops straight back to throw. Sets up. He fires. It is dropped at the 15-yard line on a curl pattern intended for Podolak over there. He's hit immediately by Nick Bonicatti. So with 4th down, here comes Centerroot on the field in the field goal unit. He will have no angle whatsoever as the ball is directly out in front of the goalpost. And this will be about a 24-yard attempt. Jan on the season is 26 out of 44 in the field goal department, wound up with 110 points. Dawson is 2 out of 5 in the forward passing department unofficially. Dawson will hold for this 24-yard field goal attempt. Waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, set down. The kick is up, and it's good. Up against the screen down here at the east end of the field. So the Chiefs take the lead with 8 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in this first quarter. There is a timeout on the field with a score, the Chiefs 3 and our Dolphins nothing. Rick Weaver with Fred Woodson and Henry Barrow back at Municipal Stadium in Kansas City. That drive, 58 yards, 8 plays, culminated in a 24-yard field goal by Jan Stenerud, and the Chiefs have the lead 3-0. Morrison Ginn back deep to receive Stenerud's kickoff. Here's the whistle, and Jan comes forward. He gets it high and blasts it deep again to the far corner and out of bounds. Out of the end zone it goes. Out of the end zone it goes, so there'll be no run back. And again, the Dolphins did not get a chance to use one of their prime offensive weapons, the speed of Mercury Morris and Hubert Ginn back there, and will put the ball in play at our 20-yard line, 80 yards away. Greasy will be the quarterback. Warfield and Pulley the wide receivers, and Chick and Zonka the split-backs with Meyer Fleming as the tight side end. They line up strong side left, split off Pulley to the far side. Warfield sets a couple of yards to the near side. The split-backs are kicking Zonka in behind Greasy. Dolphins first down from our 20-yard line. Greasy up under center. On the snap, hands to Zonka. The sweep to the right side. He does not cut the corner turn. He's caught for a loss by Bobby Bell over there on the far sideline. Back at the 19. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe we have lost a yard and a half yard. It's really going to put it down. We'll call it second down and 11 coming up for the Dolphins back at our 19-yard line. 8 minutes, 29 seconds left to go in this first period. The Dolphins trail 3-0 on a 24-yard Stenerud field goal. We've got to get our offense on track here. Second down, 11 from our 19.5-yard line. Warfield splits to the near side, fully a couple of yards off to the far side. Greasy drops back to throw on second down. Fires down the near side. Warfield, straight catch at the 40, out of bounds at the Dolphins' 43-yard line. Run out. Down here by Emmett Thomas, as Greasy led him perfectly, caught the ball at the 40-yard line and runs out at the Dolphins' 43. 23 yards on the pass completion from Greasy to Paul Warfield. And that's the combination that the Chiefs have been looking to stop. First down for the Dolphins at our 43-yard line. 8 minutes, 9 seconds left to play in period number 1. Chiefs lead 3-0. Warfield sets as a wide receiver off to the far side. Twilly a slot man right. Kick and Zonka, the split backs, and behind Greasy. Dolphins first down from our 43-yard line. Here's the handoff. Zonka through the right side, dragging tacklers with him across the 45, and gets out to about the 46-yard line. Marvin Upshaw, the left side defensive end, 4-year veteran from Trinity, and Curly Culp, reputedly the strongest man on the Kansas City team at 6'1", 265, and on the tackle. A gain of about 3. Second down, 7. Dolphins ball at our 46-yard line. 3-0. Chiefs out in front. 7:45 left to play in the first period. Pulley out of the huddle, splits off to the far side. Meyer Fleming sets the tight side end right. Warfield is split to the near side. Kick and Zonka, the split backs, and behind Greasy. From our 46. Here's Greasy. Play action. Takes the handoff. Sprints out to his left. Being pursued. Sets up. Throws deep downfield. Overthrown. Intended for Warfield. Down at about the 25-yard line. He was bumped. Jim Lynch and Emmett Thomas defense on the play. They double covered that time and held him up. Buck Buchanan put tremendous pressure on Greasy, forced him out of the pocket. The 6'7", 275-pound, 9-year veteran from Grambling. A third down and 7. Dolphins ball at our 46-yard line. Greasy unofficially now is 1 for 3. Fred?
Well, Rick, I think the defense of Kansas City is throwing up against the Dolphins gives them some problems. They're playing the overstack to the strong side. It's like a sliding type of offensive line that they have to slide out and block, and I think the Dolphins haven't really adjusted to it yet.
All right, Pulley splits off the far side. Warfield to the near side. Third down, 7. Dolphins from our 46-yard line. Greasy looks over the defense. Barks the signal. Somebody jumps. Dolphins jump. Flags go down. Greasy drops back to throw, and the whistle sounds. Now let's see whether it's going to be encroachment, offsides, or what. Jumping for the Chiefs was Marvin Upshaw, the defensive left end, and Marv Fleming followed him for the Dolphins. It appears from here it's going to be against Miami. A 5-yard penalty. Sets the ball back to our 41-yard line. Greasy, as you know, likes to stagger that count, and sometimes it's hard for our ball players to hear the count, particularly with this noise in here. Upshaw jump and then Fleming jump. And Fleming was the one that got caught as Upshaw got back in time. Illegal procedure is the call. It's 3rd down and 12 now. Dolphins ball at our 41-yard line. Pulley splits off the far side. Warfield to the near side. They set kick as a flat man to the near side. And Zonka in behind Greasy on 3rd down and 12 from our 41-yard line. Greasy dropping straight back to throw. Gets a pretty good rush. Rips one in the middle. It is picked off by Lanier at the 50, 45, down to the 40, and down to the Dolphins 35. Tackled by Larry Little. Willie Lanier, the middle linebacker, picked it off at about the midfield stripe, or perhaps down a couple of yards beyond that. Returned 15 yards before Larry Little dropped him at the Dolphins 35. There is a timeout on the field with 7:13 left to go in the first quarter. The score, the Chiefs 3 and our Dolphins nothing. Ready to go. The Chiefs first down following Lanier's interception and return at the Dolphins 35. Wright and Taylor are split off to the far side of the field. Hayes and Podolak in the eye. Hand off to Hayes. Stutter step. Push through the middle. The 30 down to the 27. The 26-yard line. Goes Wendell Hayes. With great blocking up in front from that Kansas City line, Doug Swift makes the tackle on the play.
I think there seem to be quite a few arm tackles in there. Dolphins seem just to be missing. I think they're going to start hitting if they want to get back in this game.
9-yard pickup, 2nd down and 1. Chiefs at our 26. Podolak, or rather Hayes, has carried 3 times for 31 yards. Greasy on the season was intercepted only 9 times, and that pass pattern trying to get it to the tight end was picked off by Lanier. Wright splits off to the far side. Taylor sets to the flat man left. 2nd down and 1. Chiefs at the Dolphins' 26-yard line. Moving from our left to our right. Hand off to Hayes. Right through the middle. He's got the first down inside the 20. Down to about the 18-yard line. Bob Matheson makes the tackle on the play. And a first down for the Chiefs at the Dolphins' 18-yard line. Buddy, Rudney, Tyrer, and Moorman are doing a great job in blowing out up front. Frank Cornish comes in on the defensive front line, replacing Bob Hines for the Dolphins. Cornish, 6-year veteran from Grambling. Henry?
Rick, while the defense is trying to adjust to this Kansas City offense, Don Shula conferring with Bob Greasy, Paul Warfield, trying to get something going offensively when the Dolphins take over again.
Ball is at the 19 in Dolphin territory. First down for the Chiefs. As Wright splits to the far side, Taylor flatman left. They set in the I formation. Dawson spins, hands off to Podolak. He pounds the right side and gets maybe a yard, maybe 2 to the 18, possibly the 17. Nick Bonicani, defensive captain, middle linebacker for the Dolphins, makes the tackle on the play. They set it down at the 17 and a half. For accuracy's sake, we'll call it the 17. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Chiefs. The ball at the Dolphins' 17. It's been all Kansas City here in this first quarter. Dolphins failed to generate offense and failed to make a first down the first offensive series. And then after Greasy completed a pass to Warfield for a first down, illegal procedure penalty, and then a pass interception. The Chiefs are right back knocking on the door again. Taylor switches to the near side, right to the far side. Here's the handoff to Hayes on the draw. He bounces his way through the middle and is stacked up inside the 15 at the 14-yard line by defensive end Bill Stanfield for the Dolphins. At the 14-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it about 5. At the Dolphins' 14. Ball placed down on the near side inbound hash mark. Chiefs now have 3 first downs unofficially. Miami has just 1. 4 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Stenerud has kicked a 24-yard field goal. Chiefs lead 3-0, trying to get another one. Elmo Wright splits to the far side. Otis Taylor to the near side. 3rd and 5 at the Dolphins' 14-yard line. Here is Dawson being pursued. Fires. It is almost intercepted. A slant in at the 3-yard line intended for Stroud. And Taylor was also down there. I guess he was the primary receiver. 3 Dolphins converged. Nick Bonicani put a tremendous rush on the quarterback, and there's a flag on the play, and the Dolphins are going to be penalized. Bonicani raising Cain with the referee, John McDonough. They really collapsed on the receiver, Taylor, that time, and the ball was batted away, deflected in the air behind Jake Scott, and he just couldn't get to it as it came down out of the air, but there was a flag on the play. Bonicani put on a good rush that time on Dawson. The officials marching off the penalty will put the ball at the Dolphins' 9-yard line, and let's see if this is going to be enough for a first down. Offside is the call against Miami. It is not enough for a first down, about a foot away. It'll be 3rd down, less than a yard for a Kansas City first down at the Dolphins' 9-yard line. 4:22 left to go in period number 1. Kansas City leads 3-0. And that penalty right now kind of hurts. Here's Wright splitting off to the far side. And Otis Taylor is a slot man to the left. Hayes and Podolak, the split backs, in behind Dawson. Third down, less than a yard at the Dolphins 9. Hand off to Hayes through the middle. He's got the first down to the 7. It'll be a first and goal for the Chiefs at the Dolphins 7-yard line. On the tackle that time was Frank Corney and Jim Riley underneath, but Hayes ran for a couple of yards. He picked up 44 yards and 6 carries. And here comes Jim Otis into the ball game. 6 foot, 220-pound, 2-year veteran from Ohio State. Running back spot, replacing Wendell Hayes. And Hayes gets a roaring ovation as he has been a whirling dervish for the Chiefs in this first quarter. Running with that football. First and goal. Things do not look good right now for Miami. 3:40 left to go in this first quarter. They line up with that stacked eye behind Dawson. Dawson drops straight back to throw. Looking for his receivers. Hits Podolak. Screen 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown. Chiefs. Ed Podolak just took the swing pass down the near sideline and stepped over a few people, had good blocking in front, and went in for the score. 7 yards on the touchdown. Podolak has now caught 3 for 23, and Dawson will hold as Center Road will try the point replacement. Score now 9-0 in favor of Kansas City. Center Road on the season had 32 extra points. Dawson will hold, waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, set down, the kick is up, and it's good. There is a timeout on the field with 3:29 left to go in period number 1. The score, the Chiefs 10 and our Dolphins 0. Rick Weaver with Fred Woodson, Henry Barrow, back at Municipal Stadium in Kansas City, 3:29 left to play in the first period. The Chiefs have jumped out on top 10-0. And the Dolphins have got to get the offense rolling. Gannon Morris back to receive Center Root's kickoff. Dawson, incidentally, 3 out of 7 with 1 touchdown. All 3 of those completions to Podolak. Here's the kick, and Morris bounces it into the end zone. Lets it bounce by him. A high twisting kick out of the end zone for the touchback. And for the third time in his first period, the Dolphins have not been able to run the football back. And we'll start at our 20-yard line. Greasy will be the quarterback with Warfield and Pulley as the wide receivers. Gronka and Kick as the running back. Marv Fleming is the tight end. Thing now is to not to get the dauber down and to get this offense generated. All right, Pulley out of the huddle, switch to the far side. Dolphins still moving from our right to our left. Warfield is the wide receiver to the near side in the eye. Kick and Zonka behind Bob Greasy. Waiting for the snap as Kick comes in motion. Fleming again jumps off sides. The handoff goes to Zonka through the left side, gets out to the 24-yard line. Kick had started in motion off to the near side, and Fleming appeared to jump offside before the ball was snapped. And the penalty will be, if the Chiefs decide to take it, against the Dolphins.
I think this defense, Rick, is putting a lot of pressure on the Dolphins. It's a defense that they don't see but once a year, only when they play Kansas City. And ironically, it's named after the Kansas City team. They call it Kansas City Over. And I think Fleming got a little excited what person he wanted to block.
All right, the penalty, illegal motion. That's 3 penalties against the Dolphins here in this first quarter. Sets the ball back to our 15-yard line from where it'll be a first down at 15. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in this first quarter. The Chiefs leading 10-0. They, as Freddie has remarked, overshift on that defense. That may be what is causing the problems as far as the Dolphins' offense is concerned. Greasy hands the kick, slant off with a counter on the right side, gets out to the 20, maybe just a little bit across the 20-yard line. Jim Lynch is hollering at the linesman down here that he was held, but the linesman is flying none of it. Jim Kearney and Willie Lanier makes the tackle on the play. The ball is just out across the Dolphins' 20-yard line. It'll be a second down and 10. 2 minutes, 57 seconds in what has been a long first period for the Dolphins. Trailing 10-0. Pulley switch to the far side. Warfield on the near side. Second down and 10 from our 20-yard line. Greasy looks over the defense. Snaps the signals. Hands off the kick. The sweep to the right side. Gets the corner turn. 25. Up to the 30-yard line. That's going to be close. And from here, it looks like he's got the first down across the 30. Willie Lanier really rammed him. Kick had good blocking behind his 2 guards, Kuchenberg and Little that time. And he gets out across the 30-yard line. That is a first down for the Dolphins, just across our 30. That is the second first down in this first period and in the ball game for the Dolphins. 2 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the first period. Chiefs with a 24-yard field goal by Stenerud. 7-yard touchdown pass from Dawson to Podolak leads 10-0. Twilly splits to the near side. Warfield flat man left. Kick and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. First down, Dolphins from our 30. Hand off to Zonka, rams his way across left tackle, and gets out to the 34-yard line. Gain of 4 for the Zonk. Tackled by Marvin Upshaw and Willie Lanier. As we remarked going into the broadcast, the Chiefs have the second best defense on the regular season against the rush behind Baltimore, limiting their opponents, that is, to just 92 and 9/10 yards on the average per ball game. A tough club to run against, but they have shown a few holes on pass defense. 1:27 to go in this first quarter. Second down, 6. Dolphins from our 34-yard line. Warfield left, fully off to the far side. Here is kick and motion to the right. Hand off to Zonka. Pounds his way across the right side and gets up across the 39, maybe to the 40. They say his knee touched the ground. The ball touched the ground at the 39-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be third down and a long yard to go for a first down. Kearney and Lanier in on the stop for Kansas City. Third down, a long yard for the Dolphins from our 39. 55 seconds to go in the first period. Chiefs leading by a score of 10-0. Dolphins come out of the huddle as Mandich is in, along with Fleming. They have the short yardage power blocking unit up there. Greasy from our 39-yard line. Barks the signal. Somebody on Kansas City jumps. Here's the handoff to Kick. He's across the 40 and appears from here to have the first down, but there's a flag down on the play. Curly Culp, the defensive left tackle for Kansas City, jumped too soon, and he apparently did not get back in time. So the Dolphins will have a first down coming up here by a penalty and pick up some additional yardage. Fred?
Well, Bob Greasy uses a non-rhythmic count, something that Don Shula installed since he's come with the Dolphins, and it's been working very well for him. Coach Shula believes he's the best non-rhythmic count quarterback in the league.
We're up at our 44-yard line with a first down on the penalty. We have not been in Kansas City territory in this first period. 36 seconds left to go in period number 1. Mandich is out, and Twilly is back in again now as Twilly splits off to the far side. Warfield comes to the near side. Dolphins with a first down at our 44-yard line. Greasy on the snap, drops straight back to throw. Buchanan on him. Here's the pass. Warfield fakes the catch at the 35. Hooks around a defensive man. 30, down to the 25. Gets a block, shakes off another tackler, and he's down to the 20-yard line. What a tremendous effort by Paul Warfield. Willie Lanier and Jim Lynch brought him down, and they put it down at the Chiefs 21. Buchanan really put the pressure on Greasy, and a great effort by Bob to get that ball off. Warfield made a tremendous catch and shook off tacklers. Got a good block down at the 25 and gets down to the 21-yard line. 36 yards on the pass completion from Greasy to Warfield, and there's the gun. That's the end of the first quarter. Dolphin action continues from Kansas City, Missouri, with the score, the Chiefs 10 and our Dolphins nothing. Dolphins moving from our left to our right to the east end zone, where all the scoring in the first quarter took place for Kansas City. First down, Dolphins at the Chiefs 21-yard line. Fully switched to the near side. Warfield to the far side. Kick and Zonka the split backs in behind Greasy. As we start the second period of play, the Chiefs out in front 10-0. Greasy, long count at the line of scrimmage. Hands off to Zonka. Sweep to the left side. Cuts back. And he's going to be ridden to the turf over there by Aaron Brown, the right side defensive end, at about the 20-yard line after a gain of only a yard. Dolphins have not been able to run with a great deal of proficiency against this Kansas City rushing defense this afternoon. They have, Zonka has carried unofficially 6 times for 17 yards and kicked 3 times for 16 yards. Second down and 9 for the Dolphins. The ball at the Chiefs 20-yard line. We've just started the second quarter with the Chiefs out in front 10-0. A 7-yard pass from Dawson to Podolak and a 24-yard field goal by John Stenerud. Warfield flips to the far side, fully to the near side. Greasy drops back to throw on second down. Has time. Now has to sprint out. Coming to the near side. Fires. It is caught by Meyer Fleming at the 6, the 5, to the 4-yard line. Goes Meyer Fleming. The big tight end for the Dolphins. The Dolphins pick up a first down. Down at the Chiefs 4-yard line. 16 yards. As Greasy was forced out of the pocket. Sprinted to the near side of the field. All the while looking and spotted Fleming at the about the 7, and he was dragged down inside the 5 at the 4. The Dolphins knocking on the door now as Jim Mandich comes in. Howard Twilley is out. The Dolphins have the short yardage blocking unit up there with Fleming and Mandich both up front. First and goal at the Chiefs' 4-yard line. Warfield sets as a wingman to the near side. Greasy up under center, barks the signals from the 4. Here's the handoff to kick. Inside he goes over the left side, gets down to about the 2-yard line. Jim kicked the ball carrier. And as they unpile, he may not have made the 2-yard line. Let's see where they're going to put it down. At about the 2.5. Willie Lanier, Aaron Brown, and Marvin Upshaw on the tackle for Kansas City. About 2.5 yards to go for a touchdown. The ball is just inside the 3. Second down, and we'll call it about 3 for the Dolphins at the Chiefs 3. Fans set up the Howell defense. Warfield splits a couple of yards off to the left side. Greasy up under center, barks those signals on second down and 3. Fakes the handoff, goes to throw, fires into the corner, and a flag goes down. Interference is going to be called. The pass was intended for Marvin Fleming. Jim Kearney, the strong safety, was the defender involved, and the penalty will be against the Chiefs. Let's see where they're going to put it down at the 1-yard line. If it is against the Chiefs, it is. Defensive pass interference. The Dolphins pick up a first and goal at the Chiefs' 1-yard line. Call against Jim Kearney. Brett?
Well, there's no doubt about that call. Kearney really ran dead over Marv Fleming that time.
All right, the Dolphins off the pass interference against the Chiefs have a first and goal at the Chiefs' 1-yard line. Chiefs lead 10-0. Dolphins trying to get into this end zone. That short yardage power blocking unit still in there. Greasy sets his ball club, waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, handoff to Zonka. He's in for the touchdown. Larry Zonka pulls his way through the middle. On the season, scored a total of 7 times, and the Dolphins are on the board with 12:39 left to go in this first half. As Zonka pulls his way in from the 1-yard line. Now a 10-6 ball game, and Garo Yepremian, the NFL's leading scorer, who kicked 33 out of 33 in the extra point department during the regular season, will try the point from placement, and Carl Noonan will do the holding for the Dolphins. All the scoring this afternoon thus far has been down here at this east end of the field, waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down, the kick is up, and it is perfect with 12:39 left to go in this first half. The score, the Chiefs 10 and our Dolphins 7. Rick Weaver, Fred Woodson, Henry Barrow back at Municipal Stadium in Kansas City. The Dolphins have gotten on the board. It's a 10-7 ball game. 80-yard drive, 10 plays, Zonka 1-yard plunge. Warren McVay, number 6, off to the far side, Ed Podolak 14 to the near side. Here is your Premian's kick. He toes it high and deep out of the end zone, and the Chiefs will not get a run back. They'll bring it out and put it in play at their 20-yard line. The big play in that touchdown drive for the Dolphins was the magnificent reception by Paul Warfield in the ensuing run of 36 yards. With all kinds of pressure exerted in that particular sequence by Buck Buchanan on Greasy, and Warfield made a tremendous run after he caught the ball. In the first quarter, officially, the Dolphins had 91 yards total offense to the Chiefs 71. The Chiefs completely dominated as far as ball control and scoring was concerned. Chiefs have Dawson at quarterback. Otis Taylor and Elmo Wright will be the wide receivers. Wendell Hayes and Ed Podolak, the running back. Morris Stroud, the big tight end, is the tight end. Here's the handoff to Wendell Hayes. The slant over the right side gets to the 24-yard line. Doug Swift, strong side linebacker for the Dolphins, makes the tackle on the play. Second-year man from Amherst. They set that triple I with Stroud, the big tight end, as the man in behind Dawson, and the two running backs, Hayes and Podolak, in behind him. It's kind of like a triple option, the college offense, and then sometimes they'll break off in different directions, and sometimes they'll run out of that formation. Here is Wright, puts to the near side, and Otis Taylor sets as a slot man to the left. Second down and 6, Chiefs ball at their 24-yard line. Dawson spins, hands off to Hayes, pounds right guard, and he gets maybe 2 yards, and that's all. As Frank Cornish makes the tackle on the play. And Nick Bonicani also in on the stop, just across the 25. We'll call it the 25-yard line, give him a gain of only a yard. It'll be third down and 5 for the Chiefs at their 25. They have not been able to work the ball long to Otis Taylor yet this afternoon. We have 11:25 to go in this first half. The score is 10-7. The Chiefs out in front. They'll break out of the huddle as Taylor, who caught 57 passes for 1,110 yards this year and 7 touchdowns, is a slot man left. Right is the Wide receiver to the left side. Here's Dawson. Hands off to Podolak on a trap over the right side. He gets out across the 30 and is knocked down at the 31 to 32-yard line. First down for the Chiefs. Bob Matheson on the trap play. Podolak carried over the right side and picks up a Kansas City first down at their 32-yard line. That is the 5th first down unofficially for the Chiefs in this first half. 10 minutes and 40 seconds is the time remaining left to play in half number 1. John Stenerud got the Chiefs off with a 24-yard field goal. Then they culminated a drive with a 7-yard scoring pass from Dawson to Podolak. And the Dolphins got on the board, opening the second quarter with Larry Zonka culminating an 80-yard drive with a 1-yard plunge. Right split left, Taylor to the far side. Dawson drops the throw. Fakes left, throws right. Screen to Podolak. 35, takes off the tackle at the 40. 45, he might throw the distance. 45 to the 40, down Dolphins territory, dragged down from behind. Podolak had good, excellent blocking out in front, and Curtis Johnson saved a touchdown for the Dolphins. They put it down at the Dolphins' 39-yard line. 32 yards on the screen pass completion from Dawson to Podolak. Most of it on the run by Podolak behind excellent blocking. Podolak has caught 4 this afternoon for 55 yards. So now they're within striking position. Mike Colin comes in, replacing Bob Matheson, the linebacker spot for the Dolphins. Jack Rudney, the center, threw the key block to spring Podolak loose that time. Dawson now 4 out of 8, all to Podolak. First down, Chiefs at the Dolphins 39. As the Chiefs are now moving from our right to our left. Here's the end around with right carrying Checkett. Fake hand, he throws deep to Taylor. It is intercepted by the Dolphins down the 9-yard line by Curtis Johnson. A beautiful bit of faking by Dawson. He faked the end around to right coming around, and all of a sudden he exploded with a pass. The deep pattern to Taylor and Curtis Johnson. Back with Taylor playing the ball beautifully. Haul it in, and we get a timeout as the ball is at the Dolphins' 10-yard line. Beautiful bit of faking. He faked everybody that time except the Dolphins' deep secondary. And Curtis Johnson was right on top of it to pick it off and send it for Taylor. And the Dolphins now, off the interception, will start from our 10-yard line. Brett?
Well, Rick, this should be a classical matchup. I think this is a matchup that Coach Don Shula won.
Pretty, I think, significant. That was the first time the Chiefs had to put together a drive from deep in their own territory, and they weren't able to get the drive going all the way for a score, whereas the Dolphins, in their first opportunity from their 20, it was actually their third chance from the 20-yard line, put together a patented Bob Greasy 80-yard drive. I think the Dolphins offensively may have figured out what they're going to do against this Kansas City defense. Lenny Dawson said before the game that he'd have to have patience against this Dolphins zone defense. I think he lost his patience on that last play and saw what had happened against the deep zone.
Beautiful bit of faking by Dawson on the handoff and the fake end around. All right, Dolphins start from our 10-yard line. Now we've got some momentum going. Let's see if we can do something with it from our 10-yard line. We trail 10-7. Warfield splits off to the far side. Greasy with Kick and Zonka in the eye behind him. Long count at the line of scrimmage. Hands off the Kick. Starts outside. Gets the corner turned and out across the line of scrimmage to a 14-yard line before he is almost decapitated by defensive right end Aaron Brown. Brown, the 6'5", 255-pound, 5-year veteran from the University of Minnesota. The Dolphins now moving from our left to our right and actually coming towards us in our peculiar broadcast setup here at Municipal Stadium in Kansas City. 8:50 left to go in his first half. Chiefs lead by a score 10-7. Dolphins second down and 6 from our 14-yard line. Trulli splits off the near side. Warfield to the far side. Kick and Zonka the split-backs behind Bob Greasy. Greasy, long count again at the line of scrimmage. Hands off, Zonka on the draw. Through the left side he goes across the 15. Gets out to about the 17-yard line.
Zonka with the ball.
Zonka tackled by Willie Lanier. What a year he's had. 6'1", 245. 5-year veteran from Morgan State. And Aaron Brown also went on the tackle. They put it down at the 18-yard line, so Zonka gets 4 yards. We third down at 2. Dolphins ball at our 18-yard line. And again, Jim Mandich comes in replacing Howard Twilley. Mandich and Fleming, the 2 tight ends for the Dogs. Fleming, 9-year veteran from Utah, and Mandich, 2-year veteran from the University of Michigan. All right, third down. 2 yards to go for Dolphin. First down at our 18-yard line. Kick and Zonka, the split back. Behind Greasy. Dolphins from our 18. Greasy up under center, barks the signal, hands off to Zonka through the right side, and he is dragging tacklers, and they are pushing him back. He did not make the first down. He gets to the 19-yard line. Curly Culp and Bobby Bell hang on to Larry Zonka for dear life, and the Dolphins are a yard shy of a first down, so the punting unit comes on. Podolak and Dennis Coleman are back as the receivers, as Larry Seifel will kick. He will have the wind to his back now, and it's picked up a little bit. 7 minutes, 23 seconds left to play in this first half. Seifel will stand back at about the 3-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the Dolphins 19. Podolak is the deep man back. And Homan is the shallow man. He played his college ball at the University of Alabama. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. Seifel gets the toe into it and drills a low trajectory end-over-end kick. Homan grabs the ball on a fair catch back to the Chiefs' 39-yard line. 42 yards on the punt by Larry Seifel. So the Chiefs will put the ball in play at their 39 with 6 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in this first half. The Dolphins have come fighting back here. Were unable to capitalize on that pass interception by Curtis Johnson as far as retaining the football. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
No wheeling, straight dealing for used cars. It's William Lehman Used Cars, South Dixie Highway, South Miami. Come in and see for yourself. WIOD Miami.
Rick Weaver, Fred Woodson, and Henry Barrow back at Municipal Stadium on this Christmas Day, and a very merry holiday wish from all of us to all of you. The Chiefs have the football at their 39. They lead 10-7 with 6 minutes and 57 seconds left to play in the first half. Bob Matheson has come back in at linebacker for the Dolphins. He had a tremendous ball game playing at the weak side spot for the Dolphins last week against Green Bay. And, of course, penalties have been a factor here thus far, and that pass interception by Curtis Johnson on Otis Taylor as Dawson tried to go deep after great play making. Taylor and Johnson picked it off. The Dolphins were forced into a punting situation after being unable to get a first down. All right, the Chiefs have the ball at their 39. They snap out of the huddle, and they set in that triple I formation. Dawson now splits sprout to strong side left, and Wright moves out as a wide receiver left, Taylor to the far side. Hayes and Podolak, the setback from the eye behind Dawson. Here's the handoff, going to Podolak, hits the hole, cuts outside, 45, 50, 45 to the 40. He is wrestled out of bounds at the Dolphins' 29-yard line. Podolak, tackled by Dick Anderson, saved the possible touchdown there. He faked to the hole on the tackle on the strong side and then cut outside to the near side, got the corner turn. 32 yards on the run by Podolak, and the Chiefs are right back again in excellent field position at the Dolphins' 29-yard line. They have been able to run on the Dolphins this afternoon thus far in this first half. Dolphins coming in with the fourth best rushing defense. Podolak carried the ball 4 times for 44 yards. 6:15 to go before the end of the half. Chiefs lead by a score of 10-7. They stack up that triple I offensive formation again. Here's the handoff to Hayes. Through the middle he goes, down to the 25-yard line. Wendell Hayes, the ball carrier, picked up a 4. Frank Cornish throws his 285 pounds in there for the Dolphins. Makes the tackle on the play. And they put the ball down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. Second down and 6. Kansas City moving toward the west end zone from our right to our left. Kansas City has rushed for an unofficial total of 97 yards here in this first half. 5:42 left to play. In the first half, the Dolphins trail by a score of 10-7. Dawson snaps his ball club out of the huddle. They set once again. In that stacked I formation, here's the pitch to Podolak. Sweep to the right, cuts outside. The line of scrimmage inside the 25. Flag down as he is really cracked at about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Bill Stanfield, defensive end, makes the tackle. Morris Stroud, the big tight end, threw the block on the play. There's a flag, however, down on the far side of the field. And the penalty from here appears to be against the Chiefs clipping. Here's the call. Trying to get Podolak outside. Somebody leaned into a defender from the rear end. And the 15-yard infraction sets the ball back to the Dolphins' 37-yard line. Personal foul clipping against the Chiefs. Penalty stops the clock with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in this first half. Henry?
Rick, that's 3 penalties for the Chiefs. 1 offside, 1 pass interference that set us down to the 1-yard line, and then this clipping penalty. 2 penalties against the Dolphins, both offsides or illegal motion, both against Marv Fleming.
Second down and 18 for the Chiefs. The ball at the Dolphins' 37. That clipping call was against Jack Rudney, the Kansas City center. Out of the stacked eye, Dawson. Here's the end around now with Wright carrying to the far side. He gets across the 30-yard line down to about the 26. Elmo Wright coming from the near side on the flanker around. At the corner turn, tackled by Jake Scott. They put the ball down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line is where they mark it. It'll be a third down coming up as Mike Cullen comes in, replaces Bob Matheson. Third down and 7 for the Chiefs. Henry?
Matheson shaken up a little bit on that play. He was taken out on a beautiful block. He limps off, seems to be favoring a little bit either the right ankle and he's also holding his left side, but it appears to be the right ankle that's bothering him the most.
Ball of the Dolphins, 27, 3rd down and 7 for the Chiefs. They line up with a stacked eye once again. Dawson, hands off, here comes Wright again to the far side on that flanker, back around, and he is cracked and really scissored over there, short of what they needed for the first down at about the 22-yard line. Dawson comes back with the same play again. There is a...
59, Doug Swift, and Tim Foley.
They put the ball down at the 22-yard line. Wright was really shaken up on the play. He was really cracked by Mike Cohen. And Stenerud comes in as they are short of the first down by about 3 yards. This will be a 30-yard attempt, the far inbound hash mark, with Dawson holding. And Wright was really shaken up on that last play. Dawson came back with the same play again. The flanker back around, waiting for the snap now on Stenerud's field goal attempt. Snap set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance. It is no good. Off to the right side. Stenerud, who has not been the most accurate kicker on the season, with 26 out of 45, was picked on the Pro Bowl team as the AFC's place kicker ahead of Garo Yepremian, and Garo was really upset about that, although they are good friends off the field. And so the missed field goal attempt from 30 yards by Stenerud gives the Dolphins the ball at our 20-yard line, and we have 3 minutes and 45 seconds with which to move the ball in for a score before the end of the half. The Chiefs lead by a 10-7 margin. 10-7, Chiefs lead. Dolphins racing the clock now, 80 yards away with 3:45 left to play in the half. Warfield splits off the far side, and Thomas lines up on him. Philly splits to the near side. Kickenzoka the split backs behind Bob Greasy. Bob on first down, drops the throw, fires a quick one. Warfield drops the ball at the 32-yard line. On the slant pattern, he was wide open, had the ball in his hands, went right through his mitt, and that's something you don't see. Warfield dropped the ball. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. Dolphins at our 20-yard line.
2nd and 10 at the 20.
3 minutes, 41 seconds left to go before the end of the half. As we remarked at the beginning of the broadcast, Chiefs move into a brand new 75,000-seat stadium here next year. This place with standing room seats 51,000. Warfield splits to the left, Willie to the near side. Here's Greasy dropping back to throw. Swings a screen to kick. Good block by Larry Little. He gets up across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. Willie Lanier rocked him off his feet. Little threw a fine block to turn him loose for a couple of extra yards. And it'll be a 3rd down coming up. Dolphins ball with 2 yards to go at our 28-yard line. Clock moving with 3 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in this first half. The Chiefs lead by a score of 10-7. Stenerud has kicked a 24-yard field goal, missed a 30-yarder. Podolak a 7-yard touchdown pass from Dawson, and the Chiefs gave up a touchdown to the Dolphins after an 80-yard drive. Zonka ramming it over from 1 yard out. Warfield splits to the far side, fully to the near side. 3rd and 2 from our 28-yard line. Greasy drops the throw. He fires for Warfield. He's got it 35, run out of bounds over there. Dolphins pick up the first down at our 38-yard line. Emmett Thomas ran him out. First down for the Dolphins. Square out to the far sideline, and Paul hauled it in and ran out of bounds. He's now caught 3 passes for 69 yards, and the Dolphins pick up the first down, retain possession of the ball at our 38-yard line. Otto Stowe comes in, the wide receiver, replacing Howard Twilley. Greasy now 5 out of 9 in the forward passing department unofficially. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in this first half. As it's beginning to get a little bit dark here now. Dolphins with a first down at our 38-yard line. Warfield splits a couple of yards to the left. They set in the eye. Kickenzoka behind Greasy. Greasy barks the signal, pitches the kick, sweeps to the right, gets the corner turn across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. Comes Jim Kick. Jim Marcellus, the left cornerback, makes the tackle on the play, along with middle linebacker Willie Lanier.
Number 40.
Gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Dolphins. The Dolphins all season long, and under Don Shula's philosophy, try to get 4 and 5 yards with the rush on that first down so that they don't have the great yardage on 2nd and 3rd down. 2nd down and 6, Dolphins from our 42-yard line. Warfield sets as a wingman. Off tight end Marv Fleming to the left side. Ball at the Dolphins' 42-yard line. Greasy on the count, hands off on a trap play. Zonka through the middle, and he gets out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Jim Lynch, a weak side linebacker, makes the tackle on the play. Former Notre Damer, 5-year veteran. And that's going to be the 2-minute warning. There's a timeout on the field with 2 minutes left to go in the half. The score, the Chiefs 10 and our Dolphins 7. Rick Weaver with Fred Woodson and Henry Barrow back at Municipal Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. After Kansas City capitalized on a Dolphin mistake, a pass interception by Bob Greasy in the first quarter and led 10-0 at the end of the first period. The Dolphins have come back roaring. Got 7 points on the scoreboard. Have a 3rd down and 2 situation now at our 47-yard line. Quilly is okay. Otto Stowe is in there playing just to give Quilly a rest. 2 minutes left to go in this half. Let's see what Greasy and Shula discussed during the timeout. Warfield switched to the far side. Stowe to the near side. Kicking Zonka on a 3rd down and 2 situation from our 47-yard line. We've got to get to the 49 in order to keep this one moving. Greasy, long count at the line of scrimmage. And on the quarterback draw, he is really eaten up. Lost yardage. He started to set the throw and then had a notion, I believe, of running with the ball. And Buck Buchanan nailed him back at the 44-yard line.
Looks like that offensive line of the Miami Dolphins just collapsed. You got to get it back up and get all momentum back.
Well, that changes the strategy appreciably here with a 4th down now and 5 yards to go for a 1st down. Seifel, who has been known on occasion to run with the football out of punt formation, is back to kick at the 29. Dolphins trail 10-7. Holman, the short man, Ed Podolak, the deep man, to receive the punt. Here is the snap. He's going to kick it. Gets a pretty good rush. He gets off. A beauty. A long, high spiral. Podolak grabs the ball back at the 6. He is nailed at the 8-yard line. Ed Podolak tried to run it out of there. Back at the 6-yard line as Seifel really put the toe into it. 52 yards, and Jim Langer was down to stick his head. And Mr. Podolak's breadbasket, a 2-yard return. So with 1 minute and 34 seconds to go in the first half, the Chiefs will start from their 8-yard line. They hold a 3-point lead, 10-7. The Dolphins would have at least liked to gotten down there and do field goal position, but perhaps we can get the football back before the end of the half. At least that great punt by Seifel has the Chiefs back deep in their own territory at the 8-yard line. Clock moving with 1 minute and 23 seconds to go in half number 1. They tried to go deep to Taylor once, and that was picked off by Curtis Johnson. Here's Wright split to the near side, and Taylor is a slot man to the left. Here's the pitch going to Podolak. Tries to turn the right side in. Flag is down. He's run out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage. Flag down in the Dolphins' backfield. Defensive secondary. Doug Swift is the man who ran him out of bounds. And let's see what the call is going to be. A holding penalty is the call against Kansas City. They have been hurt by penalties here in this second quarter and near the end of the first quarter. Pass interference in the end zone gave the Dolphins a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Let's see if the Dolphins are going to take the penalty or the down with 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go in this first half. The official referee, John McDonough, discussing the situation, and the Dolphins apparently they're going to take the penalty, and that sets the ball back at the Kansas City 4-yard line. Both clubs still have their 3 timeouts left here in this first half. Holding is the call against Kansas City.
Takes the ball back to the 4th.
It'll be a 1st down and 15 for the Chiefs. The ball back at their 4-yard line with 1 minute and 7 seconds left to play in this first half. And we would love to get our hands with good field position on that ball again before the clock runs out. Here's Wright splitting left and Taylor Slatman left. Hayes and Podolak in the eye. The setbacks behind Dawson. Chiefs from their 4-yard line. Here's a handoff. Podolak through the middle, and he fumbles the ball. Dolphins have got it at the 13-yard line. He was stripped that time. Frank Cornish fell on it as he belted the middle. He was cracked by Dick Anderson. Dick Anderson is the man who recovered the fumble, and Frank Cornish is the man who put the pressure on him and stripped the ball from him. Anderson recovered the fumble, and the Dolphins have the ball at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. And we got a timeout on the field called by the Dolphins to discuss the strategy. Let's get the sequence of events correct. Cornish is the man who made the tackle and jarred the ball loose, and Anderson, the Dolphins' strong safety, recovered the fumble. So with 1 minute and 1 second to go, we are sitting in the driver's seat now with the Chiefs leading by a score of 10-7. When time is in, the Dolphins will have a 1st down at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. Fred?
Rick, this is just the thing we need to get our momentum back up. We hope this will be the turning point in the ball game.
Henry, how do things look on the Dolphins sideline?
There's been a lot of bumps and bruises, as you would expect in a game like this. None of them appear to be very serious. There's been some working on some of the players. Nick Bonaconte got some extra tape on his left leg. There's been nothing really serious. Howard Twilley came out to rest. I think also Don Shula probably wanted to try to put his two speedy receivers down in that situation where Bob Greasy was tackled before he could get the ball away. You know, Howard was troubled all week with that knee that he bruised in the Green Bay game. Bob Matheson, who came off with a limping right ankle, seemed to be bothering him, is okay now. He's up and around. I think we're in good shape.
All right, let's see if we can get a touchdown here. First down at the Chiefs 13, and Twilley is back in there. In Warfield, the wide receivers, Kick and Zonka, the running back, Marv Fleming, the tight end, Greasy, the quarterback. 1 minute, 1 second to play before the end of the half. The Chiefs lead by a score of 10-7. Dick Anderson just recovered an Ed Podolak fumble. Here's Greasy, dropping the throw, set, fires for Warfield. He's got it at the 6-yard line, the 7-yard line on the far side, and is knocked down immediately by Emmett Thomas. He hooked out to the far corner and just caught the ball and was knocked down immediately at the 7. A pickup of about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for a Dolphin first down at the Chiefs' 7-yard line. As the Chiefs kick the ball around down there, and the officials now have to set it again. 30 seconds left to go. The clock is moving. Twilley splits off the near side. Warfield to the far side. 25 seconds. Here's Greasy looking to throw. He's firing, and it is overthrown, intended for Twilley. He was pumped all over the place down here by Jim Marcellus. 20 seconds as the incompletion stops the clock with a 3rd down and 4 situation for a first down. 7 yards to go for a score. You can see that coming up. Marcellus was giving Twilley all kinds of roughneck stuff down here, and he just couldn't get free. Upshaw and Bell also back there. 20 seconds before the end of the half. 3rd down and 4 yards to go for a first down. 7 yards to go for a score. Chiefs lead 10-7. Twilley splits to the near side. Warfield to the far side. Greasy up under center. Waits for the snap. Drops back to throw. He fires. It is knocked away. Intended for Twilley at the goal line. Marcellus with a great play. And there's a Chiefs shaken up down at the 4-yard line. So Garo Yepremian comes on with a field goal unit. A timeout is called by the officials to stop the clock because of injuries. Kansas City will be charged with this timeout. 16 seconds left to go, and the Dolphins, failing to get in for 6, will go for the field goal now. Johnny Robinson, the 9-year veteran free safety, is the man who's shaken up on the play. It'll be 4th and 4, and the ball is at the 7. This will be about a 14-yard attempt by Garo from the far side inbound hash mark. If he makes it, he can tie it up. Setterud had a chance to put the Chiefs at least a touchdown ahead a while ago and missed a 30-yarder down at the west end. The Dolphins have swung back into control of this ball game in the second quarter. And certainly that fumble recovery by Dick Anderson on Ed Podolak here at the 13-yard line was a very key play. But we have not been able to get into the end zone for a touchdown on this drive, and the field goal unit is in. The Dolphins will go for the field goal here and attempt to get on the board and tie it up with momentum going into the dressing room before the end of the half. This has been a bruising defensive struggle, some tremendous hitting out there. So Yepremian, who earlier kicked an extra point, will have a chance to tie the ball game up. The NFL's leading scorer will try a 14-yard field goal. Carl Noonan will hold down here at the east end of the field. Will try to tie it up before the end of the half. Waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, set down. Yepremian's kick is up, and it is good. So the score is tied 10-10 with 13 seconds left to play in this first half as Garo comes through with his first field goal in playoff activity. The NFL's leading scorer, and the Dolphins will prepare to kick it off. Warren McVay, number 6 off to the far side, and Ed Podolak, number 14 to the near side. Here's the squibber from Yepremian, bounces in front of one of the linemen. Picked up by Podolak to 12, the 15 to the 20, cuts outside to the far side, 25 to the 30. He is dragged down from behind across the 35, the 36-yard line, and that run back used up 7 seconds. 21 yards on the return by Podolak. The tackle by Lloyd Mumford of the Dolphins specialty squad. So that clock shows 6 seconds, and Dawson has 6 seconds with which to try to get into scoring position here before the end of the half. 14-yard field goal by Garo Yepremian with 13 seconds left. It's tied it up. That drive, of course, started at the Chiefs 13 with a recovered fumble by Dick Anderson. Took the Dolphins 4 plays. All right, 6 seconds to go before the end of the half. Matheson and Cornish are in the lineup on defense for the Dolphins. Elbow right splits to the near side. Taylor off to the far side. 6 seconds before the end of the half. Chiefs from their 36. Swing pass. Wendell Hayes up the far sideline. Gets to the 40 and is dragged down at the 43-yard line. And there is the end of the first half. Nick Bonacani makes the tackle on that last play. That's the end of the first half. The score are Dolphins 10 and the Chiefs 10. Yepremian will kick off. McVay, number 6, deep to the right side. Podolak, 14, deep to the near side. The score at halftime, 10-10. Here's the whistle. Yepremian forward, gets the kick high and deep. There will be a run back. Podolak at the 1-yard line. 5, 10, out across the 15 to the 20. He is hit and smacked down at the 25. A 24-yard return that time by Podolak. We saw this young man in college as a quarterback, and he has developed into one of the game's best runners. The tackle by Mike Cullen on that kickoff return. Vern Denhutter also in on it. The Chiefs will have Dawson, the quarterback, Taylor and Wright, the wide receivers, Podolak and Hayes, the running backs. Morris Stroud at 6'10", 265, the tight end. Tackles are Tyrer and Hill, the guards, Buddy and Moorman, and the center is Jack Redney. First down for the Chiefs at their 25-yard line. They're moving from our right to our left toward the west end of the field in this third quarter. Score tied 10-10. We've just begun play in the third quarter. They snap out of that triple deep I. Taylor wide to the right to the near side. Swing pass to Hayes at the 20. He is caught from behind and dragged out at the 24-yard line. A loss of a yard on the play by defensive end Bill Stanfield for the Dolphins. They lost a yard. It'll be a second down and 11. They try to get the screen set up, and it did not develop. Defensively for the Dolphins, Riley and Stanfield the ends. Fernandez, along with Frank Cornish at the tackles. Swift, Bonacani, and Cullen and the linebackers. Foley and Johnson the cornerbacks. Scott and Anderson the safeties. Second down, 11. Chiefs ball at their 24. Score tied, 10-10. Elmo Wright splits to the near side. They line up in the triple I. Now Stroud moves to his tight end spot, strong side right, and Taylor moves out as a wide receiver to the right side. Dawson on the snap, fakes the handoff, goes back to throw. Good rush. He fires. It is incomplete. Intended for Stroud at the 44, and Manny Fernandez put on a great rush on Dawson that time and really flattened him out back at the 15-yard line. That may have thrown his trajectory off a little bit. Dick Anderson defensed on the play for the Dolphins. Third down, 11. Chiefs ball at their 24-yard line. Fernandez got through on him that time. Willie Frazier comes in at tight end for the first time this afternoon. Replaces Big Stroud. Frazier is an 8-year veteran, 6'4", 235. From Arkansas A&M and formerly played with the San Diego Chargers. Third down, 11. Chiefs ball at their 24-yard line. We've just started the third quarter. Score tied, 10-10. They will set in tight now on that triple I. Now they split off with Taylor moving wide to the right and Elmo Wright wide to the near side. Dawson, third down, play action, fake, goes back to throw, fires in the middle. It is caught by Elmo right at the 40-yard line, and he is knocked down immediately. That is good for a first down. They'll mark it at about the 39 in Kansas City territory. Curtis Johnson really stuck him, but not before he caught the ball. Elmo Wright, the rookie from Houston, for the first down. First down for the Chiefs. Dawson and Ole mastered that third down situation at their 39-yard line. 13 minutes, 12 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Chiefs took the opening kickoff at their 1-yard line. Started this drive from their 25. They set in the triple I. Now Frazier moves to his tight end spot. Strong side right. Otis Taylor splits right. Elmo Wright to the near side. Wendell Hayes at Podolak. Behind Dawson. Hand off to Hayes through a hole on the right side. And he gets out across. The 45 to the 46-yard line. Doug Swift. Strong side linebacker from Miami makes the tackle on the play. A gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. The Chiefs have been able to run on the Dolphins this afternoon. Hayes has carried 10 times for 59 yards. Podolak 5 times for 52 yards. Second down and 3 as Hayes picked up 7. The ball at the Chiefs' 46-yard line. Score tied 10-10. Touchdowns. Podolak on a screen pass. 7 yards from Dawson. Bronco 1-yard run. And Stenerud and Yepremian have field goals. Stenerud missed one. Wright splits left. And Taylor is a flat man to the left side. Second free. Fake handoff. Dawson to throw. Fires the out man. It is caught by Taylor at the 50-yard line. And he is grabbed by one leg by Mike Cullen. Curtis Johnson bags into him. And they put it down at the 47-yard line. That's good for another first down into Dolphins territory. The 48 is where they're going to mark it. Mike Cullen, along with Curtis Johnson on the tackle. Henry?
That's the 10th first down for the Chiefs. Dawson has now completed 8 of 13 passes.
That's the first pass that Taylor's caught this afternoon. They tried to get it deep to him a while ago, and Johnson intercepted it. First down at the Dolphins' 48-yard line. 11:38 to go in this third quarter. Score tied 10-10. They set that triple I offense again. Now they split off. Frazier goes to the tight end. Taylor splits right to the near side. Here's Dawson. Quick out. It is caught by Taylor, and he's knocked down immediately at about the 45-yard line, Dolphin territory. Tackled by Tim Foley, the Dolphins' left cornerback. They gained about 3 on the play. Here's Freddie Woodson.
Rick, the Dolphins can't seem to go deep to Otis Taylor. He's bringing him back, and he's throwing a lot of short stuff to him, hoping maybe to break him free for a long one later on.
Second down, 7. Chiefs ball at the Dolphins' 45. 10 minutes, 57 seconds left to play in this third quarter. Don't forget, if we are tied at the end of regulation play, we go into sudden death overtime. These playoff games right up through the Super Bowl. Elbow right, splits to the near side. Taylor's flat man left. Second down, 7 at the Dolphins' 45-yard line. Here's Dawson, fakes the handoff, goes back to throw. He fires in the middle. It is caught by Taylor. He laterals off the Podolak at the 30, takes the tackler down to the 25, 20, 15 to the 10, dragging people with him down to the 5-yard line. There is a flag on the play, however, back at the 26. There's a flag back at the 26-yard line. Taylor caught the ball, and as he was hit, he lateraled off the Podolak. It's going to be called back, and I smell a clip coming up. Podolak got down to about the 6-yard line, before he was dragged down, but it's going to be called back. A penalty against Kansas City, which really brought the crowd to their feet. There it is, personal foul flipping on the Chiefs, sets the ball back to the Dolphins' 41-yard line, and you can hear the partisan Kansas City crowd reaction on that play. A dandy bit of razzle-dazzle that would have had them really knocking on the door, but the officials right on top of the play call the penalty, and instead of excellent field position down at about the 6 or 7-yard line, it'll be a second down coming up. Back at the Dolphins' 41-yard line. And about 3 yards to go for a first down. All right, the Chiefs out of the huddle. They split elbow right to the near side and set Otis Taylor as a slot man. Dawson starting to find Taylor now open against the Dolphins' zone defense. Here's a handoff. Wendell Hayes over the right side. He's got the first down to the 35-yard line. Wendell Hayes behind Mo Mormon. The right guard gets the first down. The tackle on the play made by middle linebacker, defensive captain Nick Molicani, the 10-year veteran from Notre Dame. Henry?
That clip on the previous play was called on Willie Frazier, the big tight end.
10 minutes left to play in this third quarter. The Chiefs have a first down at the Dolphins' 35-yard line. Score tied 10-10. Dawson has his ball club with plenty of momentum going right here now. And the crowd in behind him. Elbow right, split to the near side. Otis Taylor sets as a slot man left. Here's a handoff. Wendell Hayes in the middle. Gets to about the 32. And no farther than that. 3 yards on the pickup following Jack Rudney. Mike Cullen makes the tackle on the play from the linebacker spot for Miami. It'll be a second down and 7 for the Chiefs. The ball at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. Podolak has carried 5 times for 52 yards, and Hayes has been the workhorse this afternoon. 12 carries, 68 yards on the ground. Not being able to throw deep like he would like to against the Dolphins zone. Dawson has gone to the ground game, and the short pass. Here's Wright splitting to the near side. Taylor, a slot man left. Podolak and Hayes in the eye behind Dawson. Hand off to Podolak. On the draw, up the middle. Weaving, bobbing, and bucking his way down to the 21-yard line. Goes Ed Podolak for another Chiefs first down. Podolak gets the first down. Mike Cullen knocked his knees from beneath him down at the Dolphins' 21-yard line. And they are really moving now. Podolak for 11 yards. 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this third quarter. The score tied 10-10. Dawson back talking to his ball club. And his 12 first downs unofficially in the ball game for Kansas City. Dawson breaks his ball club out. He sends Taylor and Wright as double wide receivers off to the right side. They line up in the eye with Hayes and Podolak. The back's behind Dawson. The blitz is on, and Molicani is across the line of scrimmage. He is bumped by an offensive lineman. Ed Buddy, the left guard, cracked him as Nick jumped too soon. And flags go down. And the penalty will be against the Dolphins. The Chiefs will pick up 5 yards here. That sets the ball down to the Miami 16-yard line, from where it'll be a 1st and 5. And things do not look good right about now as far as the Chiefs getting on the board again. Fred?
Well, this is the second time today that Nick has been caught for offsides. And thank you, Rick.
All right, 1st and 5. Chiefs at the Dolphins 16-yard line. Elmo right. It's split to the near side. Taylor flat man left. Dawson, hands off. Podolak through the middle, drags a couple of people with him and gets inside the 15, down about the 12, maybe the 13-yard line before his progress is halted. Manny Fernandez threw his 250 pounds in there. They put the ball down at about the 13-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down coming up. And about 2 yards to go for a Chiefs 1st down at the Dolphins 13. 7 minutes, 49 seconds left to play in this 3rd quarter. They took the opening kickoff and have used about 7.5 minutes in this drive. Here is Wright splitting left. Taylor's flat man left in the eye. Dawson from the line of scrimmage, hands off to Hayes. He has really stacked up. At about the 12-yard line, he got only about a yard. Frank Cornish really wrapped him at the 12.
Nick Bonicani making the tackle.
And Nick Bonicani also went on the stop for Miami. They put it down at the 13 and say he didn't get anything. So it'll be 3rd down and still 2 yards to go for a Chiefs 1st down at the Dolphins 13-yard line. They've got 2 tight ends in now. Morris Stroud has come in to replace Otis Taylor. And Willie Frazier remains in. 3rd down and 2 at the Dolphins 13. Hayes and Podolak in the eye behind Dawson. Waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, the handoff. Check it, Dawson. It's Jim Otis, who had just come into the ball game, has knocked out of bounds down at the 1-yard line. Again, a beautiful bit of deception by Dawson. Otis had just come in, replacing Hayes, and taking the handoff was Dawson. Moving off right tackle, however, with the football, and everybody in the ballpark was fooled with Jim Otis. And he is knocked down and out of bounds on the far side of the field by Curtis Johnson at the 2-yard line is where they're going to put it. That, of course, is a 1st down. They are moving away from us now toward the west end of the field. 6:10 left to go in this 3rd quarter. 10-10 score. 1st and goal. Ball at the 1.5-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. Otis cracks the right side. And the officials have not signified a touchdown. He did not make it as they on-pile. They put the ball down at about the 1-foot line. Otis, the second-year man from Ohio State. Jim Riley gets credit for that last tackle. 2nd down and about a foot to go for a Kansas City touchdown. 5 minutes and 35 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. They have utilized about 9.5 minutes on the clock in this drive. All right. Podolak and Otis are in the eye behind Dawson. Waiting for the snap. Here's the handoff to Otis. He's in for the touchdown. Jim Otis from 1 foot out gets the score, and the Chiefs take the lead back 16-10. They have never been behind, and they used up about 9 minutes and 45 seconds of this 3rd quarter in that drive. Dawson will hold, and Setterud will try the point for placement. Here's the snap now. Setterud gets the kick up, and it's good. With 5:16 left to go in the 3rd quarter, there's a timeout on the field with a score. The Chiefs 17 and our Dolphins 10. About 9 minutes and 44 seconds in that drive. 75 yards, 14 plays. Otis, 1-foot run for the TD. 5:16 to go in this 3rd quarter. Chiefs have taken the lead back 17-10. Setterud kicks off to Morris and Ginn. He slams it down the left side. Mercury at the 1-yard line. Runs it out 5, 10, 15 to the 20. His hit breaks off. Gets across the 25 and is slammed to the ground at the 28-yard line. Mercury Morris, the AFC's leading kickoff returner, dropped by Dennis Homan on the Chiefs specialty squad. So the Dolphins will start from our 28-yard line with 5 minutes and 6 seconds left to go as Mr. Dawson really utilized the clock. Mixing his plays beautifully. Kansas City defense is bound to be fired up by that drive and that score. Let's see what the Dolphins can do against it. Twilley, we've got to get the momentum back there. Twilley switched to the near side. Warfield to the far side. Kickentucky in behind Greasy from the Dolphins' 28-yard line. Greasy on the snap. Makes the handoff. Goes back to throw. He fires for Twilley. Got it at the 45. Runs into a tackler. Still going across the 50 and knocked down at the Chiefs' 48-yard line. And the Dolphins come rolling right back as Jim Marcellus, the left cornerback, makes the tackle on the play. Howard Twilley is the receiver as the Dolphins pick up a first down in the Chiefs' territory at the 48-yard line on that 23-yard pass completion from Greasy to Howard Twilley. 4 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dolphins first down at the Chiefs' 48-yard line. Chiefs lead by a score of 17-10. Dolphins send Twilley wide to the left, and Warfield sets as a slot man left. First down at the Chiefs' 48-yard line. Greasy looks over the defense. Here's the handoff going to Zonka. Sweep to the left side. Turns the corner. Still going. Drags the tackler with him down on the far side at the 41-yard line. Larry Zonka hit and dropped by Willie Lanier, the middle linebacker. They put it down at the 42. It's a gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4. Zonka this afternoon has rushed 11 times unofficially for 35 yards, kicked 6 times for 24 yards. That pass that Twilley just caught was his first reception of the afternoon. Warfield has caught 4 for 74 yards. Second down and 4. Dolphins at the Chiefs' 42-yard line. Moving from our left to our right. 3:25 left to go in the third quarter. Chiefs lead 17-10. Warfield split to the far side. Twilley to the near side. Greasy back to throw. Throws the square out to Twilley. Got it 38, and he's run out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Marcellus grabbed him around the head and wrestled him out. First down for the Dolphins at the Chiefs' 36-yard line as Greasy again goes to Twilley. First down at the Chiefs' 36-yard line. Woody?
Well, Rick, I think we'll see Bob Greasy going a lot more to Howard Twilley. He's great against the bump and run, and some people say he has the best hands in football.
3 minutes, 15 seconds to go in this third quarter. We need a touchdown now to give us back our momentum and to get this ball game even up going into the final quarter. Warfield splits left, Twilley to the near side. First down at the Chiefs' 36-yard line. Greasy up under center, barks the signals, waiting for the snap. Here's the handoff to Kick. Pounds up the middle, and he is down to about the 30-yard line. Jim Kick rambling for 6 yards. The Dolphins have their ground game going now and are utilizing that 5- and 6-yard concept on the first carry from scrimmage to put them in good position to work their passing game on second and third down. Dolphins have 10 first downs. Greasy is unofficially 8 out of 14 in the forward passing department. Second down and 4. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 30-yard line. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to play in period number 3. The Chiefs lead 17-10. Dolphins out of the huddle. Twilley splits off the near side. Warfield is wide off to the far side of the field. Kick and Zonka, the split backs behind Bob Greasy from the Chiefs' 30-yard line. On a second down and 4, Greasy drops the throw. Fires the middle. Warfield, 15, down to the 10, down to the 7-yard line is Paul Warfield on that max pattern, the slant over the middle, the post pattern, and Greasy drilled it in there. A perfect pass and a perfect catch. Lanier and Thomas really sandwiched Paul after he caught the ball, but he picks up a first and goal down at the Chiefs' 7-yard line. Woody?
That same slant that Paul has been running for us all year. He comes across the middle, and Greasy delivers the ball right on the button.
2 minutes left to play in this third quarter. 19 yards on that pass completion from Greasy to Warfield. First and goal. Dolphins down at the Chiefs' 7-yard line. Warfield has caught 5 for 93. Chiefs lead 17-10. We've got the 2 tight ends in now, Mandich and Fleming on the short yardage power blocking situation. First and goal from the 7-yard line. Greasy rolls out to his left, fires a pass for Kick. He's got it out of bounds at the 1-yard line in the far coffin corner. Jim Kick on a slant to the corner to the flag, and Greasy hit him, wafted the ball over the defender. Let's see where they're going to put it down. Moving around with the football is the referee down at the 1-yard line. Second down and goal for the Dolphins at the 1-yard line. Kick on the season for the 4th straight year. The leading pass and rush combination back in the American Football Conference with over 1,000 yards for the 4th straight year in those 2 categories. Second down and goal. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 1-yard line. And that short yardage power blocking situation again. Greasy up under center, box those signals. Hand off the Kick. He vaults into the end zone. There's a big pile up there right at the goal line. We have no signification from the officials that he got into the end zone. And let's see where they say his forward progress was going to be halted. We shouldn't have said the end zone, but it appeared from here as if he got in. But they put it down at the about the 1-inch line. That ball is just outside the goal line. Third down and just inches to go for a touchdown. He did not make it. His forward progress was halted shy of the goal line. That ball gets on the goal line. It's in the end zone. Out of the huddle they come now. Third and goal. We need this one desperately with 1:10 to go in this third quarter. Greasy sets his ball club, waiting for the snap from center. Here's a handoff. And in for the touchdown. In for the touchdown. Jim Kick over the left side as he vaulted into the end zone. And it's now a 17-16 score. And Kick was not to be denied that time. Kick scores. On the season, he had scored 3 touchdowns. Reese 10 for 16 in the forward passing department. And Yepremian is now in to try the point from placement. The Dolphins came right down and took the momentum back with a minute showing on the clock left to play in the third quarter. Noonan will hold. An important extra point coming up here for the little man from Cyprus. Waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, set down. Yepremian toes it up there. It's right through the upright. And it's a tie ball game. There's a timeout on the field with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. The score, our Dolphins 17, the Chiefs 17. Rick Weaver back at Kansas City. McVay and Podolak back to receive the kickoff. Yepremian gets his toe into it, drills it high. There may be a run back here. Podolak grabs the ball, drops it, and will fall on it and down it. No run back. Touchback in the end zone. 52 seconds left to play. In this third quarter, the score is tied 17-17, and Bob Greasy really brought the Dolphins down and sliced up that Kansas City defense in a short period of time. 72-yard drive in 8 plays with Kick going over from the 1-foot line. Yepremian adding the extra point. 14 minutes of this third quarter have been taken up by the 2 touchdown drives. The first one by the Chiefs, which used up about 9:45 approximately, and then the Dolphins came right back in considerably less time. Chiefs have the ball at their 20-yard line with a first down. 52 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Bob Hines now in on defensive tackle. Mike Cullen at linebacker on the right side for the Dolphins. Dawson the quarterback. Frazier is the tight end. Taylor splits to the right. Elmo right to the near side. On the snap, Dawson hands to Wendell Hayes. Over the right side he goes and is dragged down at the 22-yard line. Just got the corner turn on the slant play, and he was dragged down from behind by middle linebacker Nick Monicati. Be a second down and 8. 37 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Second down and 8. Dolphins have never led in this ball game, but have battled back on a couple of occasions to tie it up. Score is tied 17-17. It was 10-10 at the half. The Chiefs started out the ball game establishing a 10-point lead. The Dolphins came back. Here's Wright putting off the near side. Taylor flat man left. Hayes and Podolak in the eye. The setbacks behind Dawson. Second and 8 from their 22-yard line. Dawson hands off on the draw. Podolak cuts to the left side. Taylor throws a good block. 25. He is out of bounds across the 30 at the 41. First down, Chiefs. Running him out, Curtis Johnson. They've had a rough time containing Podolak on that very sequence this afternoon. Otis Taylor, as the slot man, just waits for the linebacker and takes him out of the play. Podolak picks up a first down at the Chiefs' 31. 3 seconds as the clock is stopped. Podolak rushing has carried 8 times for 75 yards. Hayes 14 times for 70 yards. 3 seconds left to play in this third quarter. Bob Matheson has come back in on defense, the linebacker spot. For the Dolphins, 14 first downs unofficially for the Chiefs, 11 for the Dolphins. Score tied 17-17. This will be the last play of the third period. They split Taylor and Wright off to the far side of the field. Dawson fakes the handoff, goes back to throw, sets up the screen. Podolak's got it and missed the tackle. 30, 35, 40, and he rims his way up to the 45-yard line. Dolphin had a shot at him back behind the line of scrimmage and missed him. And Podolak on that screen picks up 14 yards and a first down. As the gun sounds, ending the third quarter of play, Dolphin football action will continue from Kansas City with the score, our Dolphins 17 and the Chiefs 17. Wright splits off to the far side. Taylor is a slot man left. Hayes and Podolak in behind Dawson. First down, Chiefs from their 45. Hand off to Hayes. Slants to the left side. And here's crack fumble on the play. And the Dolphins have got the ball at the Chiefs' 47-yard line. Monicati was down there on the ball. Hayes came off the left side, and he had that ball jarred loose. And I believe it was Nick Monicati. Nick Monicati, the Dolphins' defensive captain, made the recovery on the play. And so the Dolphins have the football at the Chiefs' 47-yard line. Pulley puts to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Kicking Zonka in behind Bob Greasy. Dolphins moving toward the west end zone. To our left, the handoff goes to Zonka. Puts his head down and rams his way over left tackle inside the 45 down to about the 44-yard line. Buck Buchanan and Curly Culp make the stop on the play.
On the preceding play, Monicati was credited with recovering the fumble.
And the PA announcer, who had it wrong to start with, comes back with the correction, as you may have been able to hear in the background, that Monicati got the recovered fumble. The ball at the Chiefs' 44-yard line. Second down and 7. Dolphins ball. 14 minutes, 5 seconds left to play in the ball game. Score tied 17-17. Fully spreads to the far side. Warfield on the near side. Here's Greasy dropping back to throw. Fires out. Caught by Marv Fleming. He's out of bounds on the far side of the field at the Chiefs' 41-yard line. They picked up only 3 yards on a pass completion. Bobby Bell, left side linebacker, makes the stop. Woody?
I think Bob would try to control the ball as much as possible and put it into the end zone and hope our defense can hold on for a great win.
It'll be a third down and 4. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 41. A big call coming up right here. Greasy, 11 out of 17 in the forward passing department unofficially. Third down and 4 at the Chiefs' 41-yard line. 13 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in this ball game. Tied up 17-17. Fully switched to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Dickinzaka in behind Greasy. From the Chiefs' 41-yard line. They must get to the 37. Somebody on the Chiefs jumps. Greasy back to throw. Flags go down. Here's the pass. Kick has got it. Shakes off a tackler. 40. Down to the 35. Still going. Down to the 31-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Back at the 42. Jim Marcellus, the right quarterback, makes the tackle. That is good for a first down. If the penalty is against the Chiefs, the Dolphins will decline it. Jim Kick took the pass and just eluded tacklers off to the left side. The penalty will be against Kansas City. Offside declined by Bob Greasy and the Dolphins. They'll take the yardage to gain the first down. Down at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. All right, with 13 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. And this is the time to start popping your knuckles. 10 yards on that pass completion from Greasy to Kick. Score tied 17-17. Nick Monicani recovered a Wendell Hayes fumble at the Chiefs' 48. The Dolphins move the ball since then. Warfield puts to the near side, fully off to the far side. Here's the handoff. Kick, puts his head down, rams his way inside, gets down to about the 28-yard line, bouncing off red jerseys, Curly Culp and Willie Lanier on the stop. Let's see where they're going to mark the football. Looks closer to the 29-yard line. He got only 2 yards, second down and 8, so that puts a little bit more pressure on Mr. Greasy as to what to come up with on this next call. Clock moving with 13:20 left to play. The Dolphins and the Chiefs tied up 17-17. The Dolphins have never led in this climactic initial playoff struggle for the AFC. Twilly switched to the far side. Warfield split a couple of yards off the left side. In the eye, Dickinzaka. Greasy goes back to throw. Sets up. He fires. It is knocked down. Great play by Emmett Thomas. Paul Warfield was the intended receiver at the 15-yard line. Moving off the left side, cut across the middle. And Marcellus, or Thomas rather, had a hand on it and deflected it away from Warfield. So it'll be a 3rd and 8. Dolphins ball at the 29-yard line in Chiefs territory. Jim Mandich comes in at tight end, replaces Marv Fleming. Woody?
Well, Marvin Upshaw put great pressure on Greasy. He stuck right there in the pocket and threw the ball. It was almost on the money. Emmett Thomas made a great play.
Speaking of money, into the AFC Championship game, $8,500 for the winner of that game next week, $5,500 for the loser. And on into the Super Bowl, $15,000 for the winner, $7,500 for the loser. So a lot of money riding on this call right here. 3rd down and 8. Dolphins at the Chiefs 29. Greasy drops back to throw. He's set. Now he's going to run with the ball. Now he's going to throw. Now he's going to run again. Down to the 25, down to the 20. He is hit and dropped at the 16-yard line. He's got the first down. Bob Greasy out of a scramble situation had to keep aware of where the line of scrimmage was, and Jim Lynch, the right side linebacker, brought him down. Bob Greasy scrambling for dear life, picks up the first down. Down at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. Mandich goes out. Marv Fleming comes back in his tight end. He had great pressure, broke away from a couple of tacklers, and had to keep aware of where the line of scrimmage was, and then decided he had a better opportunity to run with the ball than to pass it. 12 yards for Greasy. The ball down at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. Bob eating up the clock with 12:17 to go. Still plenty of time. First down at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. Warfield splits to the left. Kick is a slot man left, and Pulley sets as a wide receiver to the right side. Zonka is set back in behind Greasy. Hand off to Zonk. He pounds the middle and digs for the 15. That's all. Before he is stacked up right there. Gain of about 2 on the play. Tackle on the play made by Bobby Bell and Curly Culp. These guys are so big and so experienced. This young Dolphin ball club really has accomplished a great deal under Don Shula and his great staff, not only last year, but certainly this year. 2nd down and 8 for a first down at the Chiefs' 15-yard line. 11 minutes, 33 seconds left to go in this ball game. Score tied 17-17. Warfield splits left, fully to the far side. Kick and block at the split backs and behind Greasy. From the 15-yard line. Somebody jumps for Kansas City. Greasy back to throw. No flag down. Greasy fires. It is intercepted at the 9-yard line by linebacker Jim Lynch. Apparently, the Kansas City man got back in time because there was no flag thrown. And Kansas City takes over on the interception. That pass was intended for Jim Chick. There is a timeout on the field with 11:16 to go. The score, our Dolphins 17, the Chiefs 17. All right, on the second interception on Bob Greasy, the Chiefs have the ball at their 9-yard line. And let's see if their momentum turns this thing around. Pressure on the Dolphins defense now. First and 10 from their 9. Here's the handoff going to Wendell Hayes. Flash over the left side. That's got across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Tackle on the play by middle linebacker Nick Monicati. The Dolphins had the momentum, the drive going, and an unfortunate interception. Down at the 9-yard line by linebacker Jim Lynch. Gain of 6 on that play. It'll be second down and 4. The ball at the Chiefs' 16-yard line. 10 minutes and 49 seconds left to go. 17-17 is the score. If this game ends in a tie, we'll go into sudden death overtime. The first team scoring wins. All right, right splits left. Taylor to the near side. Dawson up under center. Second and 4 from their 16. Here's the handoff to Hayes again. Big hole on the left side. Out across the 20. He's got the first down to the 24-yard line. Tackled by Bill Stanfield. They have been able to run, as we remarked on numerous occasions, with great proficiency on the Dolphins this afternoon. Hayes has carried 17 times for 87 yards. In the ball game on the season, he had only a 4-yard rushing average, and he's having a great afternoon. Ball out at the Chiefs' 24-yard line. First down. Clock moving with exactly 10 minutes left to play. Score tied 17-17. Dolphins have to get this ball back. Gerald Wilson has not been in action this afternoon. Here is Dawson, fakes the handoff, goes to throw. He fires out to Willie Frazier, the tight end, 25, 30, up across the 35, is cracked by Mike Colin at the 37-yard line and stood up straight right there, and everybody starts pushing. Mike Colin, that's another first down. Willie Frazier, the tight end, Nick Monicati also another tackle. Boy, the Dolphins defense really has the pressure on him now. Frazier, his first pass reception, 13 yards and a first down. They put it down at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. Frank Cornish comes in. Dolphins broke through just at the last moment on the pass rush there, but Dawson lofted the ball out with that great experience and ability of his to the near sideline. And Frazier caught it. Dawson 12 out of 17. Unofficially, Cornish in, Hines out in the front 4 for the Dolphins. 9 minutes, 8:59 to go. First down, Chiefs at their 38. Dawson sets his ball club. Wright and Taylor spread to the far side. Here's the pitch. Going to Hayes. The sweep to the left. He is caught and is dropped at the 39-yard line. Good defense by the Dolphins over there. After a gain of only a yard. Mike Cullen, who has done an outstanding job on defense for the Dolphins this evening, makes the tackle, a 2-year veteran from Auburn. It'll be a second down and 9. Chiefs ball at their 39-yard line. Woody?
Lenny Dawson seems to be going with his ball control as he did in the third quarter. He wants to use up as much time on the clock as he can.
All right, they have to get the ball out to their 48 for a first down. It's second down and 9. The ball at their 39. 8 minutes, 13 seconds with the clock moving. Left to play in this football game. The score is tied 17-17. What he would like to do is take it down, use up all the time that he can, and score. So the Dolphins have no other opportunity. We'll see what happens. Taylor splits off the near side. Wright is a slot man right, and we get a whistle from the officials. And are they going to call too much time on the Chiefs? Delay of game appears to be what the call is, and that's what it is. They pick it up, march off 5 yards back to the 34-yard line. Delay of game against Kansas City. It'll be second down and 14 for Kansas City back at their 34-yard line. The score is tied, 17-17. Boy, this has been a dandy. Win, lose, or draw for either side. Second down, 14. Chiefs ball at their 34-yard line. The Dolphins have never led. They come from behind to tie the ball game up a couple of times. All right, Otis Taylor puts off the near side. Right, flat man right, back to throw goes Dawson. Gets the rush. He's throwing deep for Wright. He's got it. 20, 15, 10. He's down at the 3-yard line. fantastic catch. And he was brought down by Jake Scott to save a touchdown down at the 3-yard line. 63 yards as Dawson completes the first deep pass of the afternoon against the Dolphins. 7 minutes, 17 seconds left to play. First and goal, Chiefs at the Dolphins' 3-yard line. The score is tied 17-17. We're in the final quarter. Elmo Wright, the rookie from Houston, a fantastic grab about the 20, and he fell that pay dirt, and Scott brought him down at the 3-yard line. All right, they've got the short yardage blocking situation in there. Stroud and Frazier, the two tight ends. They line up in a wing eye right. Here is the pitch to Podolak. He is in for the touchdown. Podolak over the right side, 3 yards. Say the pass interception on Greasy by Lynch at the 9-yard line, and then that 63-yard completion from Dawson to right against the Dolphin zone, something that is not supposed to happen against the deep coverage, but it did. One play, Podolak was in. Center Road will try the point for placement. It's 23-17. Dawson holds. Here's the snap, set down. The kick is up, and it's good. There is a timeout on the field with 6:46 left to go. The score, the Chiefs 24, our Dolphins 17. Rick Weaver, Fred Woodson, Henry Barrow back at Kansas City's Municipal Stadium, and the crowd has gone berserk. They're hollering defense, defense. Just a moment ago, Center Road will kick off. The Dolphins, as they have on many occasions this afternoon, find themselves behind by 7 points with 6:46 to go. Ginn and Morris are deep. Here is Center Road's kickoff. He throws it high and deep. Mercury, 3 yards deep in the end zone, run it out. The 10, the 15, right to the middle. The 20, still going. The 25, still going. Up to the 29-yard line. A fine return by Mercury Morris. About 32 yards. The Dolphins now will put it in play from the 29-yard line. Kerry Reardon made the tackle on the specialty team. 6:34. Both clubs still have all their timeouts left. Clock moving with 6:30 to go. Chiefs lead 24-17. That 63-yard pass completion from Dawson to Wright. A big play following the interception on Greasy down at the Chiefs' 9-yard line. Warfield splits to the near side, pulling to the far side. Chicken Zonka the split back behind Greasy. First down, Dolphins from our 29-yard line. Greasy running back out to his right to throw. He fires back to the near side. Screen to Fleming. 25, 30, 35 to the 40. He is belted at the 41-yard line. Marvin tried to hurdle a couple of tacklers, and he was really cracked. First down for the Dolphins as Greasy spread it back to the far side. Threw back to the near side to the tight end, Fleming, on the screen. 13 yards. First down, Dolphins. At our 42-yard line is where they put the ball down. 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to play. The Chiefs lead 24-17. Dolphins going from our right to our left toward the west end zone. We have come back numerous times this afternoon. Have never led. The question now, can we do it again? Pulley puts to the far side. Warfield to the near side. First down from our 42. Here's the end around. Warfield fumbles the ball. It's recovered by the Dolphins, but we lose yardage. They tried to flank her back around, and Warfield fumbled the ball, and falling on it was center Bob DeMarco for a loss of 3 yards at our 39. It was not a bad handoff. Warfield just could not find a handle on it.
Well, Rick, we seem to be losing a little composure. We have to get it back up and put this into the end zone in a hurry. We only have 5 minutes left to play the ball game.
Second down, 13. Dolphins from our 39. We've got to do it right here. 4:57 left to go. Chiefs lead 24-17. Pulley switch to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Kick and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. Waiting for the snap now. Greasy, long count, drops back to throw. Sets up, fires. It is tipped away. It is tipped away. Warfield was the intended receiver down at the Chiefs 45. Bobby Bell made a fine play on it for Kansas City. So we come down to the nitty-gritty. Third down, 13. 4 minutes and 40 seconds with the clock stopped left to go. Chiefs out in front 24-17. This has been a fine ball game on the part of both ball clubs. Chiefs favored going in. The Dolphins have played them to a standoff. Now can we do it again? Pulley comes out of the huddle, switch to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Third and long yardage from our 39. We've got to get the ball up to their 48-yard line for a first down. Here's Greasy, dropping back to throw, gets the rush, fires. Warfield got it. He's got the first down inside the 45, down to the Chiefs' 43-yard line. Emmett Thomas, the quarterback, makes the tackle, but not before Paul picks up the first down as Greasy ripped it up the middle on a slant in. 18 yards. First down
For Miami at the 43-yard line.
at the Chiefs' 43.5-yard line. For accuracy's sake, we'll call it the 43. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Warfield has caught 6 passes, 111 yards. And he has taken some bruising, bumping around out there. All right, Pulley flips to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Kick is a slot man to the left. Zonka in behind Greasy. First down from the 43-yard line in Chiefs territory. Greasy hands off to Zonka on the draw, and he gets only about a yard to the 42. They were waiting for it. Curly Culp, the defensive left tackle, makes the stop. Greasy now unofficially 19 out of 23 in the forward passing department. It'll be a second down and 9. Coming up for the Dolphins, the ball at the Chiefs' 42-yard line. The clock moving with 3 minutes, 35 seconds left to play. The Chiefs leading 24-17. Speaking of our pass defense, we have not been able to go exactly deep against the Chiefs this afternoon. Here's Pulley spread to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Greasy drops back to throw on second down. Fires for the far sideline. It is caught and knocked down immediately. At the 38-yard line is the tight end, Jim Mandich. He squared out to the far side, and the tackle on the play was made by strong safety Jim Kearney at the 38-yard line. So that brings up a third down, and about 4 yards to go for a Dolphin first down at the Chiefs' 38. Greasy corrected, 15 out of 24 unofficially in the forward passing department. 2:49 to go. Chiefs lead 24-17. Third and 4. At the 38. We've got to get down to the 34-yard line. Greasy up under center, calls those signals. Drops to throw. He fires for Warfield. He's got it. Down to the 20, 15, down to about the 12-yard line. Warfield. Greasy got Warfield deep in behind Thomas, and he caught the ball and is knocked down from behind. They're going to put it down at the 13-yard line. 26 yards. Greasy to Warfield. So the Dolphins are right back knocking on the door. Woody?
Well, at that time, Chiefs switched their man-to-man coverage into a zone, and Warfield just put the zone right in the middle, and Greasy delivered the ball right on time.
And there is a 2-minute warning. The Dolphins will have a first down at the Chiefs' 13-yard line once time is in. Dolphin football action will continue in 1 minute. The score, our Dolphins 17, the Chiefs 24. Rick Weaver back at Kansas City. The ball is on the 12-yard line at the 13. And it's a first down for the Dolphins. 2 minutes to play. The Chiefs lead 24-17. All right, Pulley puts out to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Zonka will set as a slot man to the right. Kick is off to Greasy's left from the Chiefs' 12-yard line. Here's Greasy sprinting out to his right. Is he going to throw? He does. It is caught by Pulley, and he's knocked out of bounds down at about the 5-yard line on the far corner of the field by Jim Marcellus, the left cornerback. And they're going to put it down right at the 5. It'll be 3 yards to go for a first down, 5 yards to go for a touchdown. And we got a timeout charged to the Dolphins with 1:42 to go. The drama building in this one. The Dolphins use a timeout. They have 2 left. The Chiefs 3. 24-17, a minute 42 to go. The Dolphins with a second down and 3 for a first down. 5 yards to go for a touchdown at the Chiefs' 5-yard line. Out of the huddle now come the Dolphins. Pulley flips to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Kick and Zonka the split backs behind Greasy. Greasy up under center. Barking no signals, waiting for the snap. He looks to throw. He's going to run with the ball. Now he fires it. It is caught. Touchdown is the call. Howard Pulley is the man who caught the foot. Wait a minute. Was it Pulley? Marv Fleming. Fleming. Okay. Marv Fleming is the man who caught the touchdown pass. As Greasy had to sprint out, look for the open man, and then fired in the end zone, and Fleming catches it, and the Dolphins are right back in it with a minute 36 to go. Marv Fleming gets the touchdown. They were moving away from us. Yepremian can tie it up. Noonan will hold. Here is the snap. Set down. The kick is up. And it is perfect. It is perfect. 1:36 left to play. There is a timeout on the field with a score. The Chiefs 24, our Dolphins 24. Rick Weaver back at Kansas City. Marvin Fleming catching a 5-yard touchdown pass from Bob Greasy. What stomach this Miami team has. Have come back numerous times. To tie it up 24-24. 1:36 to go. Yepremian will kick off. McVay and Podolak are deep. Here is the kick. He gets it high. Back right on the goal line is Podolak out to the 5, the 10, the 15, to the 20. Somebody's going to get it to the 40. The 30 and missed it. He's at the 50. Down to the 40, the 35, and is out of bounds. Down the far sideline. At the 22-yard line. That's exactly what we did not need. 78 yards. As the Dolphin coverage, Podolak ran straight ahead, cut to the far sideline. Garo Yeplemian had a shot at him, and he just didn't have the speed to get him. And he was run out of bounds on the far side of the field. Oh, what a way to lose a ball game. Curtis Johnson caught him from behind and ran him out at the 22. So with a minute and 25 to go, they are definitely at least within field goal range. 24-24 after the Dolphins have come back repeatedly, and then mistakes. Here is Wright, flip to the left. Taylor to the near side, taking absolutely nothing away from this fine Kansas City team. Waiting for the snap. Dawson, hands off. Ball carrier rams the middle and gets to the 21. That's Podolak. He's going to use up the clock maybe and just go for the field goal. Manny Fernandez makes the tackle. The ball is at the Dolphins' 21-yard line. Second down. And 9. What a game this Podolak has had. 78 yards in that kickoff return. He's rushed 10 times for 78 yards, caught 5 passes, 66 yards, and 1 touchdown. 55 seconds to go. Right switch left, Taylor to the near side. 51 seconds with 24-24 score. Here's the handoff to Podolak again. The sure-handed ball carrier is dropped at the 21-yard line. No gain. Just using up the clock, hoping for the field goal attempt. The Dolphins call a timeout. They have 1 left. The ball is at the 21-yard line in Dolphins territory after Podolak ran that kickoff back 78 yards. You work and you work and you work all season long on this kicking game, and then something happens. Freddie?
Correct, Rick. Special teams play a very great part of football, and this is the second time this year the Dolphins have been burned on special teams. I remember earlier this year against the New York Jets when Jake Scott muffed the punt and the Dolphins lost the ball game. One of those things.
The ball is at the 22 is where they put it down. They actually lost a yard on that last carry. It'll be 3rd down and 10, but more importantly, there's 41 seconds left, and that great run back by Podolak with the kickoff has them in field goal range where Jan Stenerud stands a chance to be a hero. Score is tied 24-24. This has to go down in history, I would believe, as one of the great games in NFL and NFL playoff history. Dawson runs back into the huddle now. A 3rd down and about 11. The ball at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. The Chiefs, with much vigor, snap out of the huddle. Taylor spread, now sets in tight as a wingman off the right side. Here is the pitch to Podolak. He is hit and contained back at the 25 for a loss of 3 yards. But now it brings up the field goal situation. The Dolphins call a timeout, use up their final timeout to stop the clock with 35 seconds. And here is Jan Stenerud. This will be approximately 31 yards from the near side inbound hash mark. The breeze has abated. The wind will not be a factor. He missed one earlier of 30 yards, and if he makes this one, will stand to be the hero. Barring a miracle, with just 35 seconds to go. So the Dolphins, you can better believe it, are going to have the rush on this time. The line of scrimmage will be the Dolphins' 24-yard line. What a game this has been. 24-24 the score. Dawson over checking with Coach Hank Stram. Both benches, incidentally, are side by side on the far side of the field. Now we'll see what Mr. Stenerud will do on this field goal attempt. Dawson will hold. And the ball is going to be set down. Stenerud wants to put down at the 32-yard line an additional yard to give him plenty of opportunity. Plenty of room. Waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, set down. The kick is up. It is no good. No good. He missed it. Off to the right side. Holy Toledo.
Oh, great pressure put on that time by Lord Mumford. He almost got it. He caused the trajectory of the ball to go off to the right.
Boy, oh boy, this game has had everything, and nobody feels any worse about that than Stenerud, and nobody feels any better about it than the Dolphins. Well, now we face a situation, unless we can score in the next 31 seconds, going into sudden death overtime. And here's the way the procedure will work. There will be a 3-minute intermission. A flip of the coin as to see who will receive the kickoff. And then a 15-minute period or periods until somebody scores by touchdown, field goal, or safety. Center route has missed 2. The Dolphins get a second life. First down from our 20-yard line. Waiting for the snap from center. Here's Bob Greasy. Greasy, hands off. To Zonka, the sweep to the left side. He's going to run it out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. And that stops the clock with 27 seconds. Aaron Brown, the right side defensive end. There's the fellow who ran him out. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, my heart was in my mouth. I don't know about you. Centerroot has had a fantastically off year. Yet was picked as the place kicker for the AFC Pro Bowl team over Garo Yepremian. And he's missed 2 field goals here of 30 and this last crucial one of 32 yards. 27 seconds left to play. In regulation time, the score is tied, 24-24. Tully splits to the right, and now Warfield sets as a wide man outside of him. Kick and Zonka on a 2nd and 10, Dolphins from our 20-yard line. Here is the snap. The handoff goes to Zonka. The Dolphins playing it safe. He turns the corner and is tossed for a loss. He got to the line of scrimmage and was belted right there by Marvin Upshaw, the left side defensive end. 14 seconds, 13 seconds. The Dolphins are going to let the clock run out apparently. And the Chiefs will call a timeout to stop the clock with 11 seconds to go. Well, I don't think anybody figured on an overtime, but it certainly looks like now that's what we're going to have. A sudden death overtime. There will be a 3-minute intermission and then a 15-minute period or periods until somebody scores by safety, field goal, or touchdown, and they will be declared the winner. So field position in the overtime is very important. 11 seconds.
Will be another coin toss.
Rick, we've got to give a lot of credit to this Miami Dolphins team. They've been playing catch-up football all day, and right down to the last few seconds, they aren't giving up. They're playing a very courageous game.
By any means, will be the winner of the game.
11 seconds left to play, and that missed field goal after Podolak's sensational 78-yard kickoff return. Boy, there have been so many turning points here. You hate for somebody in this kind of a ball game to be a goat, but you love to see somebody be a hero. The ball at the Dolphins 18, 3rd down and 12. 11 seconds to go in regulation time. The score is tied, 24-24. The Dolphins have never led and have come behind numerous occasions to stay in this ball game. Pulley splits to the near side. Warfield slot man left, kicking Zonka in behind Greasy. Greasy waiting for the snap. Here is the handoff. Kick on the draw, through the middle, gets out across the line of scrimmage and out to the 23-yard line. And Kansas City again calls a timeout, utilizing their second timeout. And so the Dolphins will have to punt the ball with 7 seconds to go. And you're thinking what I'm thinking. The specialty teams better be on their toes right now. 7 seconds to go. In regulation play, the score tied 24-24. We get Holman, number 21, back deep to the near side, and Podolak, who had that sensational run back on the kickoff a few moments ago, back to the far side, number 14. Line of scrimmage, the Dolphins 23. Larry Seipel, the punter, will stand at the 8-yard line. 7 seconds left to play in regulation time. The score tied 24-24. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. Seipel gets the kick out of there, and he really drills it. A beautiful punt. Holman makes a fair catch for the Chiefs back at their 22, and that ends regulation play. There will be a 3-minute intermission now.
What happens if you don't kick, though? I might as well kick, don't we? Or what?
No, if you don't, we're going to sudden death.
Go for it, baby. How far? 68 yards.
Go. Forget, we can't take a chance of blowing a damn thing now.
We're in sudden death. 24-24. The first team to score wins. They will toss the coin again.
This is going to be a tough one for either one of these ball clubs to lose, and a great victory for whomever wins it. All right, Yepremian, ready to go to work. Here is the kick. He slams it high. Flag down. It is taken in the end zone by Podolak. He downs it, but there's a flag down back at the Dolphins' 48-yard line, and maybe somebody was offside in the eagerness to get downfield. With no run back, and the Chiefs would have put it in play out at the 20-yard line. They're 20. Let's see if the penalty is against the Dolphins or who it's against. And they're going to bring it back. Presumably, the Dolphins were offside. Illegal procedure is the call against Miami.
Illegal procedure.
So Yepremian will kick off again. 5 seconds elapsed on the clock.
5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty, and Garrow will kick it off from our 35-yard line. Field position all important for the field goal kickers here in this sudden death overtime. Of course, you all remember that first great overtime game between the Colts and the Giants back in about 1958. All right, Yepremian comes forward, slams it low. It is grabbed by a short man, pitches back to Podolak, 15 to the 20, 25 to the 30, 35. He is away again at the 40 and is knocked out at the 46-yard line. Holy smoke! 31 yards again on the return. And they have excellent maneuverability position right now. First down for the Chiefs at their 46-yard line. 31-yard return was grabbed by one of the blocking wedge men. He spun and pitched it back to Podolak, who bounced off a couple of tacklers and moved it out. All right, Mr. Dawson with operating room now, out of the huddle. Chiefs went a little quiet. They line up in that triple I formation. Here's Dawson, back to throw. Fires the screen. Podolak, 45 up the near sideline, 50, and he is belted out of bounds. Not quite out of bounds. He didn't make it out of bounds. And knocked down by Nick Monicati at the Dolphins' 46-yard line. Boy, our kickoff coverage in the latter stages of this ball game has been not the best, to say the least. Gain of 8 yards. Second down and 2 for the Chiefs. The ball at the Dolphins' 46. We are in an overtime sudden death period. 13 minutes, 51 seconds to play. 24-24 is the score. The first team to score here by any means wins the ball game. And the right to move into the AFC Championship game against either Baltimore or Cleveland. Dawson hands off to Wendell Hayes, and he gets inside the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. First down for the Chiefs at the Dolphins' 42. Manny Fernandez made the stop. Now, the way Centerrood's been kicking here, it might be a tough thing for them to determine if they decide to go for the field goal. As to how far out to go for it from, we'll see see what develops on the play situation. Taylor moves back in after starting out as a wide receiver right. They set in the triple I. First down. Now Taylor moves out wide to the right to the near side. Ball at the Dolphins' 42. Here's the handoff. Podolak flagged down. He is tossed for a loss at the 43-yard line. Penalty marker is down. Illegal procedure will be the call against the Chiefs. Clock is stopped on the penalty with 12:53 to go. This one has been a heart stopper all the way through. And we hope that you have enjoyed it. Those of you listening on American Forces Radio Network, WCAU in Philadelphia, the penalty is declined. Dolphins take the down and the loss of the yard. And, of course, in our Dolphin Network and good old WIOD in Miami. Ball at the 43. Second down and 11 is the yardage situation. The ball at the Dolphins' 43. 12:53 left to go in the overtime. Score tied 24-24. Otis Taylor moves the wide man right. Elmo right to the left side. Podolak and Hayes, the footbacks behind Dawson. Dawson hands to Podolak, swings to the right side, cuts inside of the 40, and is knocked down, really belted at the 36-yard line on the far side of the field. Nick Monicati really stuck him over there. They put the ball down at the 37-yard line, so he picks up 6. And it'll be third down and about 5 for the Chiefs. The ball at the Dolphins' 37-yard line. They are getting within field goal range. And they have the ball at the 37-yard line. Third down and 5. They must get down to the 32 in order to attain a first down here. This is a key play right here. All right, Taylor splits to the right to the left side. Dawson hands to Podolak. He cuts over the right side. He didn't make it. Oh, no! Who's got it? And the official says the Chiefs, the Dolphins point to their end of the field, and the Chiefs recover. Hank Goldberg, our spotter, has the glasses, but they're all grouped around it over there. Podolak was really cracked at the 35-yard line. He did not make the first down, fumble the football, and apparently, according to the officials right on top of the play, Ed Buddy, the offensive left guard, recovered it. All right, Center Road will try a 42-yarder. This could win the game. He has kicked one, missed two from 30 and 32 yards. 12:02 left to go. He is kicking against no appreciable wind that I can see. 42 yards from the far inbound hash mark. Dawson holds. This could win it if he makes it. Here is the snap. Set down. Blocked by the Dolphins. Loose football. They're going to let it roll, and it is going to be down by the Chiefs of the Dolphins 23-yard line. Blocked by Lloyd, Mumford, Nick Bonacani, all in on the play. And so, once again, the Dolphins hold and have the ball at their 23-yard line. Now let's see if we can move it. 11 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Centerrood's field goal attempt was blocked by Mumford and Tim Foley. Bonacani were all in there. Foley may get credit for it. Tim Foley. All right, Paul Warfield splits to the far side. Foley to the near side. Greasy has Kick and Zonka in behind him. Dolphins from our 23-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Here's the handoff. The kick cuts outside to the left. He's got running room up across the 30. Still going. Knocked down at the 34-yard line. Kick rambles for 11 yards. That should be good enough for a Dolphin first down. It is. First down, Miami at our 34-yard line as Kick carries the mail. Kick thus far this afternoon has 12 carries, 50 yards. Has caught 3 passes, 24 yards. First down for the Dolphins, our 34-yard line. Clock moving with 10:51 to go in this overtime. Score tied 24-24. Out of the huddle now come the Dolphins. Centerrood just had a 42-yard field goal attempt. Blocked by the Dolphins rush. Warfield splits left, fully to the near side. Here is the handoff. Zonka pounds his way through the right side and gets out to about the 38-yard line. Bobby Bell, wrong side linebacker, makes the stop. Greasy thus far has elected to keep the ball on the ground. And the Dolphins will have a second down and 6. They have plenty of time to move it to get into a possible position for a permeate field goal attempt. Garrow has one today. 1 out of 1. Here's Philly splitting to the near side. Warfield to the far side. Second and 6. Dolphins from our 38-yard line. Possession is important in this overtime situation also. Greasy drops the throw. Set. Ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage. It was intended for Marv Fleming. The rush of defensive right end Aaron Brown deflected the ball. And it drops to the ground, incomplete. It'll be a third down and 6. Dolphins ball at our 38-yard line. Now, we certainly don't want to give it back to them. 9 minutes and 56 seconds left to play in this sudden death overtime. The score is tied, 24-24. Greasy unofficially, 18 out of 28 in the forward passing department. Marv Fleming has gone out. Jim Mandichin at tight end for the Dolphins. 9:56 left to go in this overtime. Out of the huddle now come the Dolphins. Warfield splits to the far side. Fully to the near side. Kick and talk with the split back behind Greasy. This is a big call right here. 3rd and 6 from our 38-yard line. Greasy, long count at the line. Drops back to throw, gets a tremendous rush, fires. It is caught across the 50-yard line by Howard Twilley. And he's into Chiefs territory. At the Chiefs 49-yard line, Jim Marcellus knocked him down. But it's good for a first down, 13 yards, as Greasy comes through again. Completing to Howard Twilley on a hook in the middle. Fred?
Well, Bob Greasy got dumped pretty good that time. He hung in the pocket and delivered the ball right to Twilley on time.
We got a timeout charged to the Dolphins. 9:29 left to go in this overtime. First down at the Chiefs 48-yard line. In this first sudden death overtime period, score tied 24-24. Greasy might have been shaken up in that last play, but he appears to be all right now. Twilley with a grand key catch there. He splits to the far side. Warfield slot man left. First down from the Chiefs 48-yard line. Here's a handoff. Zonka pounds the left side, and he didn't get anything. Safety, field goal, touchdown, win. And the Chiefs had the first opportunity, had a 42-yard field goal attempt by Jan Stenerud, blocked by the Dolphins. Warfield puts to the far side, Twilley to the near side. Second down and 10 from the Chiefs 48-yard line. Here is the end around again. Warfield is dropped for a big loss by Marvin Upshaw, the left side defensive end. What a play by Upshaw. That could be a key play in this ball game. The Dolphins tried the flanker around with Warfield carrying earlier, and he fumbled the ball. The Dolphins luckily recovered this time. Upshaw was waiting for it and throws him for a loss. Back to the Dolphins 48, a 4-yard loss, and we are moving in the wrong direction for a field goal attempt. This is a big play. The game So far, right now, 3rd and 14. We've got to get down to their 39 for a first down. The ball is at the Dolphins' 48. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in this overtime. All right, the Dolphins break it out. Warfield splits to the far side. Fully to the near side. Bronson kicks the split-backs behind Greasy. Greasy back to throw. He sets. He fires. It is underthrown. Incomplete intended for Mandich, the tight end, at the 39-yard line. Lynch and Lanier covered, but Greasy got a tremendous rush. It'll be 4th down, and Larry Seipel comes in. Now, had we elected to try a field goal, it would have been 59 yards, or at least that far. Podolak is deep to receive the punt. Holman is the shallow man, just a little bit too far to try the field goal. Line of scrimmage, the Dolphins 48. Seipel stands back at our 33-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. He gets the kick away and gets it high. Fairly deep, fair catch called for by Podolak at the Chiefs 16. And they're going to put it to 17, and they say that's where the kick play ended. 36-yard punt by Seipel. Only get it high enough to give the coverage a chance to get down. So it swings back to the other direction now with 7:55 to go in his first sudden death overtime. The Dolphins defense has the pressure on it. The Chiefs have the ball at their 17-yard line. We're in the first sudden death overtime period with the score tied 24-24. Chiefs had a 42-yard field goal attempt blocked. The Dolphins drove from their 23 to the Chiefs' 48, and the Chiefs defense took over there. And the Dolphins were forced to punt. So it's up to our defense now. Hayes and Podolak will be the running back. They set up in that triple I. Now Dawson drops the throw. It's a pretty good rush. Swings the screen out to Podolak. Far sideline across the 20 and is belted out of bounds on the far side at the 27-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down if it isn't already, depending upon where they mark the football. And the officials will call a Jack Rudney, the center, is shaken up on the play on the far side. The officials call a timeout to bring the chains in from the near side of the field. Ball at the Chiefs' 27-yard line. Clock is stopped with 7:16 left to go in this sudden death overtime period. And they bring the chains all the way from our side of the field over to the north side to set it down. First down, Chiefs. By the nose of the football at their 27. Dawson unofficially now 15 out of 20 in the forward passing department. He has completed one long, and that helped to set up a touchdown to Elmo Wright.
At the 27-yard line.
Mike Oriad, 2-year man from Notre Dame. Number 50 is in at center for the Chiefs, replacing Rudney, who was shaken up on the last play. First down, Chiefs at their 27. 7 minutes, 5 seconds to go. And it's first sudden death overtime. Score tied 24-24. The first team to score by any means wins. They split out of the triple I. Frazier, the tight end, swings left. Wright splits left. Taylor to the right. Here's Dawson. Hands off to Hayes. He is caught and thrown at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward up to the 28-yard line by Manny Fernandez, who came booming through there.
Manny Fernandez, the tackler.
They put it down back at the 27. He didn't gain anything, so it'll be a second down and 10 for the Chiefs. The ball at their 27. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this first sudden death overtime period with the clock moving. Both of these ball clubs have been tremendous under pressure this afternoon, and either would be a tremendous representative in the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. All right, Wright splits left, Taylor to the far side. Second down and 10. Dawson swings the screen out the Hayes far sideline. He's driven out of bounds. Back at about the 26. He lost a yard. He lost a yard on the play. Back to the 26 as Jim Riley belted him out over there. Dolphins left defensive end, 5-year veteran from Oklahoma. And it'll be a third down and 11 coming up. For the Chiefs, Rudney is okay. He's back in at offensive center, replacing Ariard. Third down, 11. The big play for the Chiefs right now. The ball at their 26-yard line if they want to keep control of this football. 6 minutes, 7 seconds showing on the clock. Left to play in the sudden death overtime period. Score tied 24-24. Elmo Wright puts the near side. Otis Taylor, slot man left. Here's Dawson, back to throw. Sets up, has plenty of time, now fires deep. It is Overthrown, incomplete. Intended for right up here at the 50-yard line. Curtis Johnson was back. Dick Anderson also over to cover. Dawson finally had his protection break down, and the Dolphins got in on him, but he got the pass away. So, for the first time this afternoon, Gerald Wilson, averaging 44 and 8/10 yards per kick. Big guy from southern Mississippi, the number 2 punter in the AFC behind Dave Lewis, who beat him out by a fraction. Jake Scott is back deep at the 25. Dick Anderson at the 38-yard line to field his punt. Wilson stands back at the 12. Line of scrimmage, the Chiefs 27. Here's the snap. He will get it away, and oh, boy, did he rip one out of there. Jake Scott back at the 22. Has it, will run it out. Near sideline, 30, 35, and gets up to the 39-yard line. Good return by Jake Scott as Wilson really got the toe into that one. 52 yards by Gerald Wilson. 17-yard return by Jake Scott. So the Dolphins will go to work now. There is a timeout on the field with 5:49 left to go in this overtime period. The score, the Chiefs 24 and our Dolphins 24. Marvin Upshaw makes the tackle. I'll tell you, these ball clubs must be getting tired. On the first play from scrimmage, as the officials gave us a short timeout, about 20 seconds short, Zonka is swept to the right and picks up about 4 yards out to the 43-yard line in Dolphin territory. Second down and 6. 5:23 left to go in this overtime period. Short side, 24-24. Twilly splits to the far side. Marsalis goes over to cover him. Kicking Zonka in behind Greasy. Dolphins from our 43. Second down and 6. The handoff goes to Zonka. Belts the left side and gets very little yardage. Might have gotten to the 45, and that's all. Dolphins have elected to keep the ball on the ground here for the most part in this overtime period. Buchanan and Brown, boy, that's an awesome twosome to run into. We've got a third down and 4 as Fleming goes out and Mandich comes in at tight end. The ball at the Dolphins 45, 4 minutes and 47 seconds left to play in this first sudden death overtime period. Score tied at the end of regulation play, 24-24. Any team that scores by any means wins. Fully to the near side. Warfield to the far side. 3rd and 4. Dolphins from our 45. Got to keep control of it here. Reese at the line of scrimmage. Calls those signals. Back he goes to throw. Sets up, fires. It is caught by Twilly. He is down at the Chiefs 47-yard line. That is good for a first down. Howard Twilly has been fantastic in key pass yardage situations in this overtime. The Dolphins, as they put it down at the Chiefs 46, have a first down as Reese hits Twilly with a sideline out pattern for the first down. 4 minutes left to play in this overtime. Now we can pick up just a few more yards. Certainly the Chiefs are aware of this. Out of the huddle now come the Dolphins. Warfield splits to the far side, Twilly to the near side. Kicking Zonka to split back behind Greasy. Dolphins at the Chiefs 46, first down. Greasy back to throw. Throwing deep for Warfield. He can't get it. Overthrown, incomplete. Emmett Thomas defensed on the play down at about the 25-yard line. Ready?
Some of the fans here, boy, they thought Warfield might have interfered with him, but he held off of him because he saw the pass was overthrown.
Second down and 10. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs 46. In our earlier opportunity in this sudden death overtime quarter, we got as far as the 48, and they kept us out of field goal range. 3 minutes, 39 seconds to play. Score tied 24-24. What a battle this has been. All right, the Dolphins break out of it. Warfield puts a couple of yards off the left side. Second and 10 from the Chiefs 46-yard line. Greasy from the line of scrimmage. Hands off the kick. He gets to the 45, trying to go outside to the left, and his blocking seemed to jam up in front of him. He got only a yard that time, and here again is another key play. Shirley Culp and Buck Buchanan contain kick after a gain of a yard. It will be 3rd down and 9 from the 45 in Chiefs territory. Fleming is out. Mandich is in at tight end. 3:12 left to play in the overtime period. The score tied 24-24. This clock should be official. There was quite a mix-up on it at the end of the regulation play. Warfield and Philly both come wide to the right. Dolphins 3rd and 9. Field position now is the important thing here from the Chiefs 45. Reese on the snap. Rolls back to his right. Sets the throw. Fires. It is knocked away. A fine defensive play by Emmett Thomas intended for Twilly. This guy is some kind of a defensive back, and Garo Yepremian is going to come on and try a field goal. He will kick it from the far inbound hash mark. It will be somewhere in the vicinity of 52 yards. The line of scrimmage is the Chiefs 45. Warren McVay goes back deep. The field, if it misses, on the fourth down, and the Premian will, with Noonan holding, will try it from 52 yards out. The longest Garrow has ever kicked, 48 yards earlier this season against Buffalo. All right, waiting for the snap. Here it is. Set down. He gets it up. He does not have the distance. It is grabbed in the end zone by McVay. Down for a touchback. So Yepremian misses from 52 yards, a little bit off to the far side. And with 2:39 to go in its sudden death overtime, the Chiefs will put the ball in play from their 20-yard line. Freddie, I have never seen a game like this, and I imagine you haven't either.
No, I haven't, Rick. It's just an exceptional ball game. I know Garrow had all his hopes on that one because he wants to get back at Stenerud. That Garrow didn't get picked for the Pro Bowl, and Stenerud did.
Well, he wants to win the ball game, too. That was the important thing. And so the Chiefs, as the seesaw overtime period goes back and forth, will try to move it into field position. The pressure again on the Dolphins defense. First down, Kansas City at their 20. Here's Wright, split to the near side. Otis Taylor sets as a slot man left. Podolak and Hayes are the split-backs behind Dawson. 2:39 to play in this overtime. Here's a handoff to Podolak. Sweep to the right side. He is horse-collared at the line of scrimmage on the far side of the field. He didn't get anything. Nick Bonacani took a flying leap at him and really clotheslined him at the 20-yard line. No gain, second down and 10. I'll tell you, a big gainer here for either side would be a key factor, and the Dolphins certainly want to prevent it, as do the Chiefs. Both of these clubs striving valiantly in as fine a football contest as I have ever witnessed. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go in this first overtime period. Here is Wright, split left. Taylor sets the slot man left. Second and 10, Chiefs from their 20-yard line. 1 minute, 56 seconds to go. Here's the play action. Dawson's going to throw. He fires. It is caught by Wright. 38, 40, and is dragged down at the Chiefs' 46-yard line. Elmore Wright crossing in the middle. Hooked in, caught the ball at the 38 and rambles 8 more yards. 26 yards on the pass completion before he is knocked down. That's exactly what the Dolphins did not want to give up. Wright was open, though, in the middle against the zone, and a first down for the Chiefs at their 46. Now they are in operating position again with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in his first overtime period. Dawson going through the air to strike for reasonably good field position. Score tied 24-24. 1 minute and 7 seconds. Dawson 17 for 22 unofficially. Wright has been his prime receiver this afternoon. He splits left. Here is Dawson. Handoff on the draw. Hayes at the 50 down to the Dolphins 49. A 5-yard pickup for Wendell Hayes. They'll call it 4 as they put it down at the 50-yard line. It'll be second down and 6. Tackled by Mike Cullen. Ball at the midfield stripe. Second down and 6 for the Chiefs. 40 seconds to go in this first overtime period. Score tied 24-24. Dolphins defense now really having to shore up. Right. Splits to the near side. Otis Taylor, slot man left. Dawson looks for the quick in. Ball is deflected by the Dolphins. Rush incomplete. And it appears from here as if Bob Hines might have been the man who got a hand on it and knocked it down at the line of scrimmage. The clock is stopped on the incompletion. 22 seconds left to go in his first sudden death overtime. There'll be, if they don't score in this period, there'll be a 2-minute intermission. Then they'll go at it again for another 15 minutes or until somebody scores. Third down and 6. Chiefs ball at the midfield stripe. Score tied 24-24. Dawson back talking to his ball club in that open face huddle that Chiefs use. All right. Here's Wright split left. And Taylor slot man left. Dawson back to throw. Fires. It is picked off. Cross by Dick Anderson. He's across the 40 up to the 45-yard line. Check it. Jake Scott is the man who picked it off. Crossed in front of Anderson. Picked it off back at the 35. And runs it out to the Dolphins' 45-yard line. Jake Scott is the man who gets the interception. And A key one it is. That is the second pass that was intercepted, has been intercepted on Dawson this afternoon. Jake Scott picks it off, and the Dolphins get the football back with 14 seconds showing left to play in this first overtime period. So this is the way this game has been going, back and forth. All right, now we need a couple of key plays here. Jake Scott is the man who gets the interception. 2 seconds, 1 second, clock moving, and there is the gun sounding the end of the first sudden death overtime period with no score. There will be a 2-minute intermission, then we'll come back and try 15 more minutes or until somebody scores. We'll be back with more action right after this timeout. The score, the Chiefs 24 and our Dolphins 24. This is Rick Weaver with Fred Woodson and Henry Barrow back at Kansas City's Municipal Stadium. Jake Scott just picked off a Lenny Dawson pass. And the Dolphins have the football as we get ready to start this second overtime sudden death period with the ball at our 45-yard line. Charlie Giacino, our Dolphin spotter, just stopped spotting and ran outside because he's so wrung out he can't stand to watch the ball game anymore. The ball at the 45-yard line in Dolphin territory. If nobody scores at the end of this 15-minute period, we'll go another 15 minutes or until somebody scores. First down, Dolphins at our 45. Twilly wide to the right. And Warfield to the near side. Score tied 24-24. Greasy has Chicken Zonka behind him. Here's the handoff to Zonka. He booms straight ahead and gets to about the 48 before he's knocked down by Curly Cole.
It's only the second time in pro football history.
Charlie Giacino is back with us. Glad to see you. Henry?
Rick, they've just announced this is the second time in pro football history that an overtime game has gone into 2 periods.
All right, the Dolphins with a 2nd and 7 at our 48-yard line. The last 2 times we had the ball, we have not been able to get real good field position. Twilly off to the right, Warfield to the near side. And Zonka slot left. Greasy sprinting out to his left. Gonna throw, he fires. It is overthrown intended for Warfield out at the 30-yard line. Defensing on the play, cornerback Emmett Thomas. Aaron Brown comes in.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
It'll be 3rd down and 8. Brown had applied the pressure to Greasy that time. 3rd down and 8. Dolphins ball at our 48-yard line. Boy, nobody can get halfway decent field position here. The Chiefs tried a 42-yard field goal and missed it, had it blocked, and the Dolphins had a 52-yarder missed by Yefremian. Greasy 20 out of 34 officially, unofficially. All right, big play here, 3rd down and 8. Dolphins from our 48-yard line. Twilly far to the right, and Warfield on the near side. Chicken Zonka in behind Greasy. Greasy drops back to throw, gets the rush. Now he's going to have to sprint. Gets away from Aaron Brown. Back to the near side he goes. He sets up. Fires deep and it is knocked down at the 7-yard line. It was intended for Mandich, the tight end. Intended for Mandich, because Gracie was really forced out of the pocket by Aaron Brown, had to come back to the near side. And Jim Kearney also in on the defense on the play back there against Mandich. So it's a 4th down again, and the Dolphins sent in the punting unit. We had to look around a pole to see who the receiver was down there. It was Mandich. The Dolphins will have to give it up again. Failing to move against this Kansas City defense. Polak back deep. Holman the shallow man. Line of scrimmage, the Dolphins 48. Seipel stands back to the 32. We're in the second sudden death overtime period. Score tied 24-24. And I've been talking a long time, getting a little bit hoarse. Here is the snap. Seipel gets it out of there. Wobbly punt. It'll be taken by Podolak at the 15. Starts for the far side. Giving ground. He is cracked and snowed under by white jerseys back at about the 14-yard line. 37-yard punt and -1 on the return for Podolak. They'll put it down at the 15 and give them that much yardage. Well, the Chiefs are now 85 yards away as we go back and forth. No scoring in the first sudden death overtime period. 24-24. This field goal attempt blocked by the Dolphins on center road. Yefremian missed a 52-yarder. Dawson breaks his ball club out. They're coming from our left to our right. Taylor splits to the near side. Right touches the slot man. Dawson sets his ball club. First down, Chiefs from their 15. Here's the handoff to Wendell Hayes, the slant over the left side. He gets out to about the 19-yard line. Wendell Hayes, who has really been a workhorse, these two running backs for Kansas City have done a great job this afternoon behind an offensive line that is vastly experienced and has done a great job. Put the ball down on the 19. The second down and 6. For the Chiefs, the ball at their 19-yard line. 13 minutes left to play in this second sudden down overtime period. They set Taylor out to the near side. Right is split left. Here's the handoff to Podolak. He is moving to his right side, and he's spared for a big loss back at the 11-yard line. Looked like it might have been the halfback option pass play that time. Zippy was going to throw the ball, but he was tossed for a loss. Manny Fernandez was in there to grab him, along with Jim Riley, back to about the 11-yard line is where they're going to put the ball down. A loss of about 8 yards on the play. And a key play for the Dolphins defense.
Third and 14 at the 11-yard line.
I don't know why it is. Every broadcast booth in the NFL has a post right in front of the play-by-play man, and I've got it dandy right here. Matheson and Hines interchange in the prevent defense for the Dolphins. The ball back at the Chiefs' 11. Third down and 14. They split right and Taylor off to the far side. Dawson back to throw. He fires. It is caught by Podolak at the 15. He is going to be contained at the 19-yard line. That is not enough for a first down. Might have gotten to the 20, so the punting unit comes on, and the Dolphins will get the ball back again. Nick Bonicatti is the man who made the initial contact along with Doug Swift in our linebacker spot. The ball at the 20-yard line. Gerald Wilson, who got off a dandy before, will stand back on the 4-yard line, and Scott and Anderson go deep. For the Chiefs, a good putt here is essential, and this guy can really rip them. 24-24, 11:24 to go in this second overtime period. Here's the snap. Wilson gets the kick out of there, and he gets a nice high spiral putt. Jake Scott calls for a fair catch and makes it for the Dolphins back at our 30-yard line. Holy Toledo, did he get one out of there. 50 yards on the punt for Gerald Wilson. So the Dolphins find themselves 70 yards away with 11 minutes and 13 seconds left to play in the second sudden death overtime period. Score was tied 24-24, and at the end of regulation play, both clubs have missed field goal opportunities. Centerrood had a 42-yarder block. Yefremian had a 52-yarder miss. Dolphins line up now with Kick-and-Zaka in the eye. Warfield sets in tight. And Otto Stowe is in the ball game at a wide receiver for the Dolphins. Reese at quarterback. Here is the pitch to Kick. The sweep to the left side. Cuts back to his right. Gets that to the 35 to the 36-yard line. Jim Kick, the ball carrier. On the Dolphins sweep. The tackle by Willie Lanier, the middle linebacker, and Jim Lynch. They put the ball down at the 35, so we'll give them a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5. Dolphins from our 35-yard line. 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Centerrood has kicked one field goal. Yefremian has kicked one. Kick. Zonka and Fleming scoring the touchdowns for the Dolphins. Stowe puts it to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Second down and 5. Dolphins from our 35. Here's a handoff. Zonka draw. Big hole. 40, 45, 50, 45. Down to the 40, down to the 36. Maybe to the 35-yard line. And the Dolphins have excellent field position now. As Zonka over the left side rambles 30 yards. They put the ball down at the Chiefs' 36-yard line. First down, of course, and the Dolphins are in their best field position of this overtime series at the Chiefs' 36-yard line. Great blocking up front, and he had a hole big enough for a herd of hogs to go through that time and not touch either side. All right, Stowe splits to the far side. Warfield comes to the near side. Field position now important. First down, Dolphins at the Chiefs' 36-yard line. Reese sets his ball club. Somebody jumps for the Chiefs. Here's the handoff. Kick slides through a hole on the right side. Gets down to about the 33. Angling for position in the middle of the field goes Jim Kick. Buck Buchanan makes the tackle on the play. That is Larry Zonka's longest run from scrimmage on the year, and it couldn't come from a more opportune time. They put the ball down at the 34. It'll be second down and 8. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. Field position now for a possible field goal attempt. All important that wind is picked up again, and it's blowing from the direction in which the Dolphins are heading. Here's Greasy, handoff to Zonka, slams it across the right side and gets to about the 30-yard line. Tackled by Lanier and Lynch.
Willie Lanier leading the tacklers.
That'll be about 4 yards shy of a first down with a third down situation coming up.
3rd and 4 at the 30.
The Dolphins at the Chiefs' 30-yard line. That wind, the breeze is picked up again, blowing from the southwest area. Henry?
Gerald Yepremian on the sideline warming up his leg. Carl Noonan's got a towel wiping off his hands just in case.
8:15 to go. Third down and 4. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 30-yard line. So split right. Warfield to the near side. Greasy, hands off, kick, slams inside and gets maybe to the 29, and that's all. Right linebacker Jim Lynch. So Yepremian and the field goal unit come on. The ball is right directly in the center of the playing field. He got no gain on it. They put it down at the 30-yard line. This will be an approximate 37-yard attempt. If Garrow makes it, the Dolphins win. He missed one earlier from 52 yards. Noonan will hold. 37 yards. There is no angle, but there is a breeze. Let's see. Noonan will hold for 37. The big play of the game for the Dolphins. Waiting for the snap. Somebody jumps to the Chiefs, gets back. Here's the snap, set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance. It's good! The Dolphins win! The Dolphins win! Yepremian, 37 yards, and the Dolphins are in the AFC Championship game as the little guy boots one in from 37 yards out, and the Dolphins win the ball game 27-24. What a finish. 37 yards with 7 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the second sudden death overtime period as the Dolphins keeping the ball primarily on the ground, maneuvered for field position so he wouldn't have to kick from an angle, and the little guy bangs her home. He is the hero of the ball game as far as the final score is concerned, but this victory belongs to everybody. To the Dolphins, on the Dolphins team, just a great effort to the coaching staff. The Dolphins now get into the money games as far as the playoffs are concerned. I'm so happy for Don Shula, his great coaching staff, for Garrow Yepremian, for Bob Greasy, and for the whole ball club. Paul Warfield had a tremendous ball game. Howard Twilley, and just a tremendous evening for the Dolphins. The Dolphins led only once in this ball game, and that was when it counted, and win the contest by a score of 27-24. And I know that our colleague throughout the entire season, Larry King, listening at home, must be overjoyed with the outcome of this ball game. And Larry, we just wish that you'd been here with us. So it's a Merry Christmas for the Dolphins. Garrow Yepremian with a 37-yard field goal wins it with 7:20 left to go in the second sudden death overtime period. And the Dolphins maneuvered in that particular drive 70 yards in 6 plays. And the Dolphins are in the AFC Championship ball game. Now it remains to be seen where it will be played. If Baltimore beats Cleveland tomorrow at Cleveland, it will be in Miami. I can't say enough about this fine Chiefs ball club. What an effort they put up this afternoon. Time and again, seesaw back and forth. Jan Stenerud had a bad day. He missed one that could have won the ball game from 32 yards. The Dolphins blocked one from 42 yards out in the overtime. And I think you'll understand that we in Miami, those of you folks listening elsewhere, are justifiably proud of our place kicker, Garrow Yepremian. He was not selected on the Pro Bowl team from the American Football Conference. Jan Stenerud was selected ahead of him, even though Garrow led the whole NFL in scoring, and the little guy proved it right here this evening by winning the ball game with a 37-yard field goal in the second sudden death overtime period. We're trying to give our people a chance to get downstairs, and we're going to sign off here in just a moment. For the people along the network, we hope that you have enjoyed the broadcast as much as we have enjoyed sending it to you. In my 23 years behind the microphone, I have never had the opportunity to broadcast a ball game of this type, and certainly it was a real thrill for me. The final score of today's game here at Kansas City, the Dolphins 27, the Chiefs 24. In the second sudden death overtime period, Yepremian a 37-yard field goal. Rick Weaver back for a final word at Kansas City's Municipal Stadium, where I have just witnessed one of the greatest football games ever played. The Dolphins on Upremian's 37-yard field goal with 7:20 left in the second sudden death overtime period defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24. We have received word that the Dolphins' Eastern Charter will arrive back now, is scheduled to arrive back in Miami at 2 minutes past midnight at gate 77. And we will stage a show out there, and we hope that you fans will turn out and welcome this ball club home. We're going to rush through these stats so we can get away and hand out a few congratulations downstairs ourselves. First downs, the Chiefs 23 to the Dolphins 22. Total offensive yardage 451 for the Chiefs to 407 for the Dolphins. Net rushing yardage 213 for the Chiefs to 144 for the Dolphins. Net passing yardage 263 for Bob Greasy on 20 out of 35, 2 interceptions, and Len Dawson had 238 yards with 18 out of 26 and 2 interceptions. That pretty well covers the team statistics. Individually, Kick was the leading rusher with the average of 3.7, 15 carries, 56 yards. Zonka had the most yards, 86, 24 carries for a 3.6 average. Bob Greasy had that one scramble that netted him a 4.5 yard rushing average. Warfield caught 7 passes for 140 yards. Mar Fleming 4 for 37 and 1 touchdown. Kick 3 for 24. Twilly 5 for 58. The interceptions go to Curtis Johnson and Jake Scott. The Chiefs statistics, Wendell Hayes had 100 yards a day with 22 attempts, a 4.5 average. Podolak 17 carries, 85 yards, a 5.0 average. The passing, Dawson 18 for 26, 246 yards, 2 interceptions, and 1 CD to Podolak. Pass receiving, Podolak 8 catches, 110 yards, and that 1 touchdown. Elmo Wright 3 catches for 104 yards. The big gainer, that 63-yarder that set up one of their TDs. And as far as the rest of the statistics on Kansas City, they are inconsequential at this time. Defensively, the leading tackler and the leading exponent of the hit this afternoon was Nick Bonicani. He was in on 20 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, 1 pass defended, and 1 blocked kick. So the Dolphins' overall defense, I thought, was excellent when it had to be. Greasy called a great ball game. Warfield had a sensational day. The offensive line blocked. Everybody played well. The coaching was there as it has been for the last 2 years, and Garrow was there when we needed him. So that's it. We'll be seeing you at 12:02 Eastern Charter, Gate 77, Miami International. This is Rick Weaver now, speaking for Henry Barrow and Fred Woodson, our engineer, Gene Ryder, wishing you a pleasant good afternoon. The final again, the Dolphins 27 and the Chiefs 24.